We are live. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Spencer. We're going to give a few minutes, Shotty. Thank you for coming up and joining. We've been trying to put this together for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't know why we haven't got around to it any sooner.
Scheduling. And when my insomnia and your insomnia, we kind of like, as I'm falling asleep, you're waking up from your insomnia and vice versa.
Yeah, I kind of
So,
go in spurts with it too. Like there'll be times where like I want to go live for more than others. Like
yep.
sometimes I'm just burnt out on it.
Yeah. Because for a while, there was a lot of just hate coming in that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So, all right, guys, we're going to wait for more people to come in. We got Savannah here with us, but it's going to take a few minutes. It usually takes about 5-10 minutes, Shotty. So,
What's up, Savannah? I get it.
hey,
It's
904,
not
how
my
you
first.
doing, Mike?
This is not my first rodeo.
Nope. Hey, George, this is a music stream tonight. We're going to be bringing people some of our music. It is kind of mainstream. George is saying hello, Shotty.
Let's see. I'm on my phone, so
Yeah, Shotty's not going to
I
be able to see the chat, so
I see the chat. I can read
oh,
the
okay.
chat.
I can. I don't know how to highlight it where the chats just roll at the
I got
bottom
a
of it.
whole nother. I mean, I got a whole nother phone. I'll just pull it up on it
Oh, okay.
and turn
All
the
right,
volume on.
Savannah, we appreciate that. You're working
Uh,
your butt off, Mike. Hey, we did too until we hit 40. And after Tim had his 20 in, and we both said, like, how about we both just quit? He retires. I'm done. Stay at home. He got bored and he went back to work. And then I'm sitting here for a couple years and I'm like, yeah, I got to go back to work. So I went back to work too.
but yeah, what's up, George? Don't mean to leave you hanging.
No, George doesn't know how much I appreciate him because I'll tell you what, some mornings he can make me laugh.
Is
So
it
I appreciate you, George.
is it George or is it like how's
It,
the other way that you
it
can say
starts at George. I asked him if he wanted us to, when I first met him,
Jorge?
Jorge.
Jorge, is that what it is?
Yeah, but he wants George. He
Oh,
said,
he wants
yeah,
George.
George is what he wants to be called. So,
Jorge, it reminds me of Jorge Masvidal.
yep. But he likes just George. And hey, Spencer, I agree, Mike. I was like, Tim, they're so beneath you. Why did you go up there? And of course, Shotty, everybody was saying the same thing to us. But Tim, when somebody's running their mouth about him, that's all Johnny
Yeah,
does is
the
he
whole
always
reason
is about the drama.
the whole reason that they run their mouth is just to get you up there, though. Like,
Yep. And sometimes he
and
falls for it.
you get up there and you're playing, you're falling in the trap
Yep.
basically. And it's
Uh,
like no life people that's got nothing better to do, obviously.
That's why I haven't fallen in it. And I just told him,
Yeah.
but he's not doing anything. So I
Oh, I
knew
get it. I
it was
get
going
it.
to like drag him into that. It's like, oh, I wish I had something. He had a great interview tonight. Anybody wanted to know? There's that professional guy who hunts pedo. Uh,
I've never heard Tim like cause any shit other than just tell his opinion.
He doesn't. He doesn't go after and
Like,
attack anybody. But if they say his name or attack me, he will. He only reacts. He never
yeah, and
attacks.
then they'll say that they'll like squash the beef, and months later they'll bring
They'll
it
get
back
bored
up.
and bring it back.
It
Yep,
never was squashed then.
they don't. Hey, spicy pickle, you've been making your rounds since you popped onto the scene with your little wrinkle, your little bumps on your pickle. He had us guessing. Somebody thought they were trolling us, and I'm like, no, we literally had it made it a game. The chat did last night, trying to figure out who Spicy Pickle was. Hey, Roland, how you doing?
Spicy pickle.
We
I've
are going
heard,
to have a
I've
fun
heard the
night
pickle
tonight,
before.
guys. We are going to be doing our two of our favorite albums. We're going to be trying to do this at least every other week, where we have a show where we bring each of us bring two albums. We pick three of our favorite songs, tell you a little bit about the song, what it means to us, and when it came out, some history of that album, and play the songs for you. As long as YouTube doesn't get her panties in a wad, right, Shotty?
Yeah, that's what I was just now thinking. One time I had a live and I played a Post Malone song. I was playing music all night, and I played a Post Malone song, and it shut it down. And I looked in the studio, and it said that that Post Malone song was the reason it got shut down.
Wow. Well, I'm using Spotify. So usually when you're using Spotify and not YouTube music, it sometimes does.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Hey, what's that? How's that saying go? You got to fight for your right to party.
That's right. We're gonna do some Twisted Sister
We're,
in here. We're gonna be fight. No, it's a Beastie Boys. I'm sorry. We're gonna do a little Beastie Boys, and we're gonna fight for our right
yeah,
to send you our music tonight.
we're not
Hey,
gonna
that
back.
bars.
We're not gonna back down.
Nope, ain't backing down. So me and Shotty have we have similar tastes. We like 70s, 80s, early 90s rock. But we also have variety of other music. I like the pop from the 70s and 80s. So do you. You like some of the rap, independent and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. So we collect albums. We're still old school. We have a lot of vinyl between us. I still have a case of cassettes. I mean, a big box up in the attic, CDs everywhere, all through the house. They used to be in my car. I trade in a car, take all the CDs out. Don't even know where half of them are at half the time. So,
And by the way, just for the chat, if you're listening, I that's me in the chat. Shotty Sports Channel. I'm on my other phone, and I don't have my Shotty Lovestain account on it. I made this account just to experiment, just to see. But I got like kind of burned out quick on it.
yeah.
But that I'm just letting everybody know that's me.
Yep. He did have a channel that it was about sports. That's what
Yeah,
that was
it just
for.
it got old.
It does. Yeah. So, anyways, that's Shoddy in the chat, guys. He's that way he could interact with you guys while we're interacting with you up on the screen.
I got like 100 subscribers on it in like less than 2 weeks though.
Yeah, there are people who really love
Yeah,
sports.
if you're really wanting to like, if you're really like that concerned about subscribers and views, do sports is
My
right.
hair is so flat. How can you say I have hairspray when you can literally see my hair moving? I rode with the top down on the way from Texas tonight to come home. You see the red, blotchy. I'm sunburned at 5 p.m. at night. So, no hairspray rolling. Knock your stuff off. I'll put you in a 5 millisecond timeout. They don't even have those anymore. They like to tease me about hairspray because, I'm considered the ozone killer all by myself, just in Louisiana,
The ozone killer.
by a hater, a
A hater
stalker.
named you that?
Yeah, by a stalker.
That
Well,
sounds. I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
yeah,
Like, is that a bad thing? That sounds.
no. I don't get blown. I do blow. I have been known to blown, but I don't get blown. But
Man,
so nice try,
I
spicy
can turn
pickle.
on a good album and just get high off the music,
Yes.
like naturally.
So before we get started, why don't you tell everybody what music means to you?
What music means to me.
Yeah.
Um, that was on. That's like a on the spot type question. Let me think. How to like explain? Answer that.
Okay.
Um, I guess it means everything. I guess it's like, and I like to feel like for everybody, like music is something is a cushion to fall on. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like in my darkest times, I always had music, somebody to listen and relate to, and it helped pull me through.
Yeah. See, I agree. I also, it has ways of when you're newly falling in love, you can find those songs
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they relate to when you have a
yeah,
breakup, when
yeah.
you're happy, you have good luck at work, or something great happened to you, or something bad happened to you. You could just turn on the radio and it never fails. There's going to be a song that
Right,
speaks to you that you think they are singing it directly. They're talking to you.
right. Like there's a song that's wrote about every situation.
Yep.
Like no
Yankees,
matter
you
what
can eat.
you're going through in life, already a song wrote about it.
Yep. Like Roland says, it takes you to a different place in time. And it's like you're not alone because whatever you're going through, good or bad, that song lets you know that there's hundreds of thousands or millions of other people feeling the same thing you do or
Yeah,
going through.
in a similar way but different, you know.
Yep. And to me, everybody can hear the same line, just one line in a song, and it can be interpreted by 100 different ways.
You know, I used to be so traumatized after a close loved one's death. I was so traumatized. I would go through comments on songs, and I would just see. I would. I mean, I'm not even. I don't even care to admit it. I would read the comments and just cry
Oh,
because I'll see so many people that's feeling just like me,
yep.
and it's just really emotional, you know.
For me, I don't understand why people get so set on one side's opinion because to me, I can sit there with my best friend, hear a song, and we both interpret it a different way. And I love to hear what other people are taking away
Hmm.
and and listen to what they're saying and then let them listen to me. And it's a dialogue. It
Yeah,
gets people talking.
yeah. It connects people, and brings them together.
Yes. So I always welcome all different opinions and whether I like a song or not.
And you got to
Um,
think about it, you know, like we might not like I, you're more into like '80s hair metal bands than I am.
yep.
Uh, like you said that the times you've listened to Mac, you really wasn't into them. It's like you got to think with an open ear. Like there's a reason you like it so much. So if I listen to the open ear, I'm going to find the good in it
Yep.
that I didn't realize before. Like why it was so special.
Yep. And even if you didn't like a song I like or I don't like a song you like, it's okay because at that moment, maybe that song didn't have a meaning to connect with me or with you.
Yeah, it's kind of why I picked the Straits album tonight. Just because of the fact my dad used to show me Dire Straits as a kid, and I would always I hated it. Like I remember I said I don't want to listen to that bluegrass crap. So I literally called it bluegrass when I was a kid. I thought it was so uncool. And then
Right.
as I get older, like I forget what age I really got onto them. I they become like repeat like my favorites, but I hated them at first.
Right. You know,
Fleetwood Mac, they was the same way. I couldn't stand them. The more I got older and the more I listened to them, the more I grew to love them.
See, I was the same way about country. It was like, I cannot stand country music at all, don't want nothing. But then there was a different twist in the 80s and 90s on country. It became like pop country, where it kind of
Yeah,
fused
Garth
together.
Brooks.
Garth Brooks, Billy Ray Cyrus,
Yeah,
then Faith Hill and Tim McGraw
yeah.
and Shania Twain,
I
Amy
love
Grant,
Shania.
and yeah, and I felt, I can listen to country pop a little bit. And then I got Michael Montgomery and
Yeah, I've seen him before.
Trace Atkins and, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, okay.
My cousin opened up a show one time for John Michael Montgomery.
Oh, and,
It was at a
Tim,
festival somewhere. It's been a while back.
for me, I never heard of him, but when me and Tim were dating long distance, he would come down for the weekend, a 10-hour car ride. And he bought a little tape recorder with cassette tapes and he would talk about what our weekend was to him. And then throughout the week, he would talk in the recorder if a song inspired him. And he sent me, Heaven Must Have Sent me you from above, and something about blue eyes.
Yeah,
Those two
seduction.
songs, it just hit me.
That's called seduction.
Yes, it was definitely seduction, long distance seduction. So,
I ain't new to this game.
all right. So I know you don't want to show your face, but when we get to you, if you just want to put your
Oh
album up
yeah,
in front.
I'm
So,
cool.
all right.
Which one
So,
first?
well, I was going to go first tonight.
Oh, okay.
All right. My first album that I picked three songs off that is special to me is the original 10 from 6 Bad Company.
That's a
So,
pretty sweet album.
yeah.
Let me say that again. You don't care. I didn't really get a good enough look at it. Is it still
It's
the plastic?
it's still got the plastic, and you can see
Oh,
the yellowish from the tent, but the album is still pristine. Look at
when
that.
did you get that in like the 80s or something?
Yep. Actually, this came out in 1985, if I remember right.
So
Because
you've
there
held on to them that long.
some I have. I lost a lot. So this actually was released in 1985 by Atlanta Record, and it was a record label. In case anybody didn't know, the record label began by Led Zeppelin in 1974. I did not know that the
Let's
record
get the
label
back of it.
began by Led Zeppelin. Did you?
I'd heard some about that before. I knew that they was like, Zeppelin was like formed a super band, and Bad Company was pretty much a super band. I knew that
Yep.
there was somehow a connection there, but I forgot. I,
Yep.
but I've heard of that. I've heard of what you're talking about there.
Because this was previously released, well, it was by Swan Song, and Swan Song was a record label that was ran by and created by Led Zeppelin, and
Yeah.
it was sold out to Atlanta Records, and it got re-uploaded and republished under Atlanta. So,
Did
but
you
yeah,
know that they about picked Rod Stewart over Robert Plant to be in Led Zeppelin?
no, hey Connie,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
like it was very, very close that would they was considering picking Rod Stewart over Robert Plant,
I'm
but
glad
they,
they didn't go that way.
yeah. Can you just imagine?
No, because I like Rod Stewart by himself.
Yeah, I mean, I've always like wondered like what would they have sounded like with Rod Stewart.
Wow, that would be. Can you imagine it as
I
they're
don't
getting
think he was.
older?
I don't
To,
think he was as good as Plant.
no, no,
He's
but
he's really good though. Don't get
he
me wrong.
is, and he's better as a soloist. I think Rod Stewart has been
Yeah,
with
he
his
did.
songs like Maggie, and then when he went into the '80s, and he was popping out those pop hits like nothing. Hey, Red Eye, and it was just amazing.
I
So,
liked the Rod Stewart era when he played with Ron Wood from the Rolling Stones.
oh, okay,
That was the music they did together was some of my favorite Rod Stewart stuff. I like the Faces too. You ever heard of them?
Faces,
That
no,
was Rod Stewart's first band.
okay,
They got pretty huge too in the '60s.
all right, all
I
right.
can't believe you never heard of them.
No, I haven't. I'm trying to.
That's old school rock and roll.
Yep. All right. So we're going to play our first song from the Bad Company album, everybody. I got to make sure I share the audio. All
Hey,
right.
what's up, Red Eye?
I'm going to, hey, Yankees, I'm going to mute our mics.
Baby, when I think about you,
Can you hear that, Shotty?
think about love.
Yes.
Okay.
Darling, I don't live without you and your love. If I had those golden dreams of my yesterday, I would wrap you in the heaven, really dying on the way. Feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like making love. Feel like making love to you. Baby, if I think about you, I think about love. Darling, if I live without you, I live without love. And if I had the sun and moon, and they were shining. I would give you both night and day, love satisfying. Feel like making, feel like making love, feel like making love, feel like making love, feel like making love to you. And if I had those golden dreams of my yesterday, I would wrap you in the heaven, really dying on the way. Feel like making, feel like making love, feel like making love, feel like making love, feel like making love to you. Feel like making love, feel like making love, feel like making
Man, the drum solos in that, I mean, even as a kid, I mean, even to this day, you saw, I was like, boom, boom, you just want to play along with, it's just a feel good song.
In my opinion, they was definitely one of the best bands of the 80s.
Yes.
Like, I like Bad Company, but I couldn't really get into like Def Leppard.
What? We'll talk
But
that
I
on
love
another
Bad
night.
Company. Like, I don't know. I just love more, I guess, the bluesy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
And they
like,
were formed in the 70s in 73, but they didn't have the success. They had a little bit,
yeah,
but that album skyrocketed them. But they
yeah,
never had the commercial success as they did with that album.
yeah. They was
Almost
like,
every song.
you know, they was real bluesy in a way.
Yep.
Like, and I've always been like real into like bluesy rock and roll. You know, like I mean, I got to admit the first time that I ever like drank alcohol, whenever I was Spencer's age, I was in my buddy's garage when we was blaring that tape.
Okay.
That, I mean, I you know that
Mm-hmm.
that album does have a spot in time for me.
I think it was weird because for me, the very first time I heard this song, it was with my stepdad. We were driving and it came on, and he actually he had an 8-deck, but he also had a cassette player in his station wagon. And he just popped it in, and all of a sudden the riffs started coming in,
yeah.
boom, and I was like, I was young, I think well,
Kind of like
15.
Zeppelin in a way.
Yeah. So, all right, tell us what your first album is and describe about a little bit of it.
I mean, I guess we'll
What you
go with
know of it.
the Mac album first. It's
Okay.
it's on the hip hop jazzy side compared to Bad Company. They're rocking and rolling, but I would like to introduce people this.
Hey, Pipples.
All right, this is this album.
He's got no shoes on.
Wrong one, wrong one.
I was gonna say that's Dire
Yeah,
Straits, right?
no, that was the other album. That was
Ah,
this.
oh, that was their first one. Okay.
This is the posthumous
Yep.
when he passed away.
And on this one, this is Circles, right?
Yeah,
This was posthumously after he died, and it came out in 2020,
yeah, he died in I think 2017
18, I think, right?
or 18.
Yeah, 17 or 18, something like
Well,
that. Yes.
yeah, he died. He got a fentanyl laced pill.
Wow.
Yeah,
What did he think he was taking?
he thought he was taking the Oxy 30.
Gee, that's still a strong ass pill. And
All of the text messages is on YouTube. The last 24 hours explain every little detail that happened. He ended up buying. He bought at least eight, what they call an 8 ball of coke. He bought. The messages showed 10 or 15 Xanax bars, 10 or 15 Adderall, 10 or something like that, Norcos, and 10 or something like that of the Oxy 30s. And he got 2 prostitutes too.
damn, he could
Yeah.
sure party, couldn't he?
He did until he met, coming into that fentanyl.
Yep. So, all right. So, what song do you want us to play first?
Let's see.
And what does this
Play Woods.
album?
Play Woods.
Woods. Okay. And as I'm getting ready to pull that up, what about this album grabbed you or him? Period. That this album specifically sang to you, or
Well, it's like when Mac first started on the scene. Like I was in high school, and that's what we jammed. He was like 2 years older than me, but when he first started, his music was real like young, and it was way more happy. But as he got older, his music turned more, you could say, sad, but more like philosophical, and it really kind of like a scream for help. But
the drugs? You think is what
uh,
changed him?
well, just trying to stay on top.
Okay.
You
Is
know,
now is what kind of music is he?
he was hip hop whenever he first started. As he grown older, he started to get more jazzy,
Okay.
and you know I had a best friend, and me and him listened to Mac together, like from the start. You know how like people listen to Upchurch from back in the day, and
Yep.
they're still like that's the way that, like being my best friend was with Mac. And then my best friend he killed himself, and Mac was there for me. Like I was very traumatized, and like Mac pulled me through. And then 2-3 years after my that death, Mac died. So it was like, dang, like felt like I lost my best friend all over again.
Wow. And you said you would like to hear Woods?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not trying to have a pity party or anything.
No.
I'm just explaining what the album
Exactly. That's what we want to do is explain what the songs that we like that we're bringing to you guys in the chat,
yeah.
where we were at, what it means to us, a little bit of history about the album, updating you on the music side and giving you a little bit more information about it and what it means to us.
I would like to think this album saved my life.
Okay. So let me get this brought up.
What's
for
up,
you.
Pitbulls? I see you.
All right. And we are going to share the screen. And you said you want Woods.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Sit back, strap your boots on, and let's enjoy. This is a song by Mac Miller off the album Circles. Can you hear it, Shotty?
Yeah, you might need to turn up a tad. There it goes.
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Things like this ain't built to last. I might just fade like those before me. When will you forget my past? Got questions, ask, you know the stories. And you need to let me know when you're leaving, where you go. Can I come? Do you believe me or you close? Yeah. Even if you don't, that'll get you sprung. Do I? Do I? Do I? Love? Can I? Can I? Can I get enough? Yeah, don't run away, love. Hey, love, heartbreak will have you bankrupt. Too many days in the days, better wake up. I put your face in the place where the space was. Nobody make you feel like you, but and you don't know what you should do. You just looking for someone to make you move. Oh, tell me, I'll make this planet feel like home. It's us first time, the door's closing. So far beyond all our control. You saved us all so close to broken. It's so much better when you wait. Forever in a day. That's all I got. Put it together, then it break. All the energy it takes. It never stop. Do I? Do I? Do I? Love? Can I? Can I? Can I get enough? Yeah, I never slip, I never fall. I try to tell you about a better life and get involved. Big or small, it's been my fault. I keep it safe, it's in the vault. Blindfolded, keep it going till we hit a wall. Yeah, I'm never going through the motions. I'm just trying to lay your body down slowly. We can only go up. We can only go up. Do I? Do I? Do I? Love? Can I? Can I? Can I get enough?
Was that not the most beautiful song I've ever heard?
It's sad.
Is it just me? You know, like, I don't know.
It just feels sad. And it's supposed to be about it sounds to me like it was a love song about him and her together, but it just, I could hear the words, but the melody just kind of, it was sad. Like a lost love.
He really knew how to put his emotions on, you know, like in a song.
Yeah, I mean, after we were listening
and
to
that bass line, like that was so sick. That bass line, like, oh my god!
to know that he was a rapper,
Yeah,
that also took his lyrics and turned it into something that was like,
he was evolving. You know,
yeah.
like,
And you've got to do that, I think, in the music industry because people's
right,
tastes change with
right,
each season.
exactly.
So, wow.
I mean, You probably wasn't expecting like that, like from what I've showed you of him before.
No, because when you've sent me something in the past, because so everybody knows, man, me and Shotty, we've been talking, wow, almost what, 6, 8 months?
Yeah, something like that.
And we started off as just, he was on one side of the community, I was on another. So he thought he had to attack. And then it was like, why are we attacking? And we actually just, he gave me a chance and realized that wasn't what he was just imagining. And we just
Right.
realized we had a love of music. And literally in the back street, we talk about music almost all the time.
Yeah.
And we both have a love of music, and our tastes vary, but we also have a similar core
Right.
genre, I guess a time frame.
Yeah. I mean, I love I love mostly all music. I'm not really big into pop country.
Yeah.
I'm not, I wasn't really that big into disco.
Oh, no, no, not me. There were a couple songs like Shake, 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 Shake Your Booty, and some of the Bee Gees,
Yeah, I mean it's fun at the right time, I guess.
yes. I have to be in the mood for certain songs like,
The right time, right place.
yeah, wasn't it Linda Ronstadt? You're no good, you're no
Yeah,
good.
I like Selena for sure.
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I couldn't get into some of,
Carly Simon.
yeah, even ABBA. There was like a couple ABBA songs, but for the rest, it was like, no, not for me. ABBA just more ABBA when they early, hey, smart
Wait,
mouth, in the early 80s is when I liked ABBA, not the 70s ABBA. What about Heart? I didn't even like Heart in the 70s.
I'm glad that you enjoyed the song Pitbulls in Victoria.
Yes.
What I think about Heart?
Well, I'm saying I didn't like them in the 70s, but I really started to.
I mean, I don't feel like they really put out too many hits. Like they had a lot of good music. They didn't really have too many albums, did they?
One or two in the 70s, because
Yeah, they're like Boss.
Barracuda, wasn't Barracuda on one of their songs
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
70s?
yeah, Crazy
And
on You.
yeah, I do like a couple, but they weren't like big.
Yeah, they didn't really put out a ton of music. What they did was good though.
And then when the 80s hit, they just started racking them up all the way through the 90s, and it was just like, bam. And Vixen, I mean, for female artists, I mean, there were some female powerhouse groups coming out in the 80s, guys.
Uh,
Uh, Vixen, you had the Go-Go's, and I know people are going to say, oh, the Go-Go, that they were actually ahead of their time. I liked the Go-Go's and Vixen, and I liked, you had
did you
Lita
like
Ford.
Did you like Alice Cooper?
I like some of Alice Cooper. Poison's my favorite, but I wasn't a
I could
big
guess that.
fool. Huh? You could have guessed that?
Yeah, that's the '80s, like
Yeah.
so. I do like
Yeah.
that song though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to
What's
go
up,
back.
Smart Mouth?
We're going to go back to Bad Company because we picked 3 of our favorite songs off of our first album that we liked. So you're going to get 3 Bad Company and 3 Mac Millers, and then we're going to go into our second albums for tonight before we wrap it up. All right. This song is Bad Company by Bad Company. And the 3 that I picked, they just put you in that feel good kind of zone where you want to move your body. They're uplifting, and you can't feel sad when you're listening to Bad Company. They're also romantic. I don't know if you catch the waves when you're talking about feel like making love. I'm hearing the drum beat when I was young, but as you get older, you hear him. He wants to make love. He's telling her, this music is getting me revved up, honey. Let's go. Hey, Rich. Thank you for stopping in. All right. So while I set this song up,
What's up, Rich?
we are going to be listening. Like I said, we're going back to Bad Company.
I like this version better than I do. What is it? Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
I don't really like their version, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Sometimes I just, honestly, to be real, I don't like remakes of songs.
Yeah, it has to be, certain, not them. They make me want to ram my head through a wall.
So look, Outlaw Nation, everybody knows the Sticks. They redid an Ozzy song. I'm sorry. You're going to have to impress me big time because everybody knows Ozzy is my number one. solo artists. If you're going to mess with an Ozzy song, you better be better. Oh, well, all right, Rich. You better be better than Ozzy if you're going to replay him. And Tim was like, oh, you guys killed it. I'm listening to it. And I'm like, okay, you're okay. But, you know what I mean? You're on that, you want to you like them, but you're like, what the hell are you doing touching Ozzy? Don't mess with my people's song.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain songs from that covers that I really enjoy. Some better than the original, but I usually
Yes,
when it comes to somebody like Ozzy, the original is always going to be better.
exactly. There's just some groups you don't mess with,
Yeah.
period. So, all right, we're going to listen to Bad, Bad Company. Let's get it playing. Can you hear it?
Yep.
All righty. Here we go, guys.
Company, always on the run. Destiny is a rising sun. Oh, I was born, six gun in my hand. Behind a gun, I make my final stand. Hey, that's why they call me bad company, and I can't deny bad company till the day I die. Till the day I die. Till the day I die. Rebel souls, deserters we are called. Chose a gun and threw away the sword. Now these towns, they all know our name. Six gun sound is our claim to fame. I can hear them say, bad company, and I won't deny. Bad company, till the day I die. Yeah, till the day I die. Bad company, I can't deny. Bad company, till the day I die. I said, it's bad company. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Bad company till the day I die. Oh, yeah. I'm young and I'm free. Oh, but I'm bad
and that song is kind of sad, but yet the music is so upbeat. It just pulls you in, and
Yeah,
you can't stay sad.
that's the way a lot of '70s music was.
Yes.
You know, like the rock music in the '70s. A lot of that was sad lyrics, but like just a jiving beat, I guess you'd say, behind it.
You could hear the cymbal going,
Yeah, I mean, just
and then
stress
it builds
reliever,
you
huh?
up, and your soul just starts to lift your mood, and then it goes boom, and you're just like, there it is, and it's like, what
Yeah,
the hell was I sad about? And you're listening to the words because you're like, and then all of a sudden that you just find yourself, and it just drags you along, and that's why I love, because music can literally.
I'll tell you right now, a drum set is the best stress reliever you can have.
Mhm.
I mean, really,
See, I got a drum set for my grandson and a piano because he can sit there and thump on the keys.
it lets your aggression out. You know.
Yep. And his drumsticks. And we got him the light up ones and the wood, so that it depends on his mood and the feel and what he's going. Hey, BC. And he just, he's just a natural, but I've had the videos out there. But yeah, it's just, you can't feel sad when the music is so sad.
It gives you like a lead foot.
It does. It does. Well, I got to be careful. So, because, yeah, I just got some good news tonight there. Everything's on
Good
out.
news. That's always good.
Yeah. Well, the dealership called me because if you want a car, a V8 anymore, everybody knows I sold my Corvette last summer because I thought I was taking my grandbaby to school. So I got the Camaro. I have not been happy. So I want a new Corvette. Of course, with the shortages in the economy, you have to put a deposit down and order it. Well, they tell you to go to the website, the dealerships do. If you got friends, go to the website, Chevy.com, and order your car the way you want it. That's what the price they have to sell it. It usually takes 6 months to a year. So I placed my order in December and I put my deposit down after the holidays because the finance manager wasn't there because she was on vacation. And they just called me this morning to tell me that the allocation has been approved by the maker and I should have it in 2 months. So
That's good news.
yeah, within 2 months. So it depends on how fast. They could already have one up on the lot, and because it's being allocated, if the criteria that I want, it could be even sooner. Could be in weeks.
So is like dealing with that the reason that you don't like the Camaro, or is it something about the car?
Okay, because of the shortages of cars, I had to settle. So I got the convertible, but I didn't get the color. I didn't get the engine speed type that I wanted. I didn't get the interior I wanted. I ended up with cloth instead of my leather. I didn't get my air conditioned seats, vented seats, or anything like that.
Yeah,
So I had to settle.
I feel like there's not much like room in the Camaros either. That's one thing I liked about Mustangs better, is it's a lot more roomy.
Well, what people don't understand is in the Corvettes, right around my 2014, because I had the 2011, went to the 2014, and then I went to the 2018. Starting in 2014, I could stretch out all 6 feet of me in the driver's seat, and they actually had a resting pad for my left foot, because you only drive with one foot if you're the way you should. So I could stretch my left foot out. And then once I set the cruise, I could pull my leg out, or I could stretch both my legs full length, my whole leg span. But now the passenger side, they're cramped.
So the Vet had more room than the Camaro, huh?
The newer ones know about the same. But I had a back seat for the little one. And when it's just me, when I have to pick him up, I could put the passenger seat all the way up. So he has all that leg room in the back for him.
Yeah.
So, but nothing if once he's out of his booster seat as he gets older, nah. But I was having him in the Corvette, and then when he starting school, I didn't want him to be in the front seat in case of an accident.
Yeah, I get it.
So I got rid of my car, and then I regretted it and didn't know there was going to be a car shortage. Especially, I mean, you could buy a truck and a SUV. Hey, sister, but you can't buy sports cars right now. So you can see now every dealership gets allocated one sports car. And I was really debating, do I go back to a Corvette that I really love? I've had them since 2011. Or do I stay with the Camaro that has at least a back seat for the little one? Well, since he's only with me every other weekend, I have the truck.
Yeah, it's not like you're really like trying to like race it either.
No.
You're just going
Well,
getting. You're just driving it normal.
yeah, I do have sometimes cops pull up to me and go like this and tell me it's okay. And they want to see it and they want to hear
Really?
it.
That's
And
happened?
oh yeah, it's happened quite a bit. Actually, I
I'd
had
be
it
scared too. Oh my god.
at first. We were at a red light and there's a long stretch and I had a radar and I thought, because they're not illegal down here. He says, I want you to open it up. And I'm like, you're not trapping me. He says, no, seriously, I love it. It's Shotty, Meg. He says, I want to hear it. I'm going to follow you. I swear to God. And he says, pull your phone out, record me if you have to. I was like, no, I'm going to take you on your word. And he literally, I blew him away and then I stopped. I revved it up, got it up to 120, slowed it back down, and then went way down and I let him catch up. He was speeding. Hey, Dan. And he caught up and he just gave me the thumbs up and had the biggest grin.
So you
And
smoked his car, huh?
oh, yeah, he had a Mustang. It was.
Oh, really? The cop cars, Mustangs down there?
Yep.
They're
Hey,
Dodge
Amanda.
Challengers. They're
We've got
Challengers up here.
Camaro. We've got
I've seen them up here. There's a couple.
SUVs. We've got a Ranger.
I've never seen a Mustang cop car though.
Yeah, and a Camaro one. The truck, the regular pickup truck, and
I've
the
seen them
SUV.
I've seen cops ride on horses.
Yeah. So, well, thank you all for coming in. We're doing 2 albums apiece, 3 of our favorite songs off those albums, and giving you guys a little bit of history of it. Anyways, I haven't even showed Tim the color of the car I ordered. He hasn't seen it. I gave him the money. I said, go put this down for a deposit. He says, what are we getting? He says, did you decide on the Corvette? I was like, yep. So he's putting it down. I went from a Grand Sport to a Stingray to a Grand Sport. I missed my Stingray. I actually am ordering a Stingray, an L3, which is the top for that model. You got 1, 2s, and 3s for all of the models. And I missed the cutouts and everything. The Stingray just looks sharp to me. So
is it brand new? Like how many miles?
It's being built. It's allocated with
know where they're built at in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yep, they're building it and it'll be shipped down to me and brand new, 0 miles. I'm going to have my phone recording it live as I'm going in. I'm buying it. I'm signing ownership, not leasing, it's mine. And I'm going to take you guys on the journey. And you guys can guess the colors, but I can tell you what it won't be. Ugly white, gray, black, or red. So it will be brand new off the shiny. It won't even touch the dealership's floor unless they get it in a night before, like a weekend before I can get there. So I am excited, and I got 2 months, they told me, from the time it's being built till it's delivered. So countdown started as of today. The dealership or the manufacturer approved the allocation, and so I will do a live as it's happening in real life on the way to the dealer, as I'm signing my paperwork, and as I walk out to see my car for the first time. So I'm excited, guys.
I'm excited for you.
Well, thank you. It's been a year and a half without my Corvette, and I don't care if Tim likes the color. Rip it. He ain't driving it. It's mine. I don't like red, people. I have a red Camaro right now. I had to settle on red because that was the only allocation out of all the dealerships around that my dealership can pull down in here to Louisiana for me for an even trade. They had one of those light green ones come in, last week, and the person who ordered it decided they didn't like it, and they tried calling me. But it was such a like a mint green that it almost looked white or gray in the dark or in the dusk. You had to have bright sunlight to see that light green. Do you know what I'm talking about? That very light mint. It was so washed out. I was like, no, thank you. I would not be happy. I would have had my new Corvette.
Orange
Right.
would look good, probably.
Well, all
Like
right, I'll tell you
cigarette.
guys, it's burnt orange. I got the burnt orange coming with the black cutouts.
Somebody made that comment. That's why I thought that.
Meg, she
Meg,
knows me. She knows me so well. It is a burnt orange.
I was
Now,
just honestly thinking, I hope it's not yellow.
no, I don't
I
like
was like,
yellow
oh my
either.
God. I was like, please don't
I
say
wanted
it.
either the metallic blue, the metallic maroon, or the burnt orange. So I ordered the orange, but I did tell the dealership, if another dealership comes in with either the blue or the metallic maroon before mine's ready and they can get it in, I would be willing
No
to
doubt.
take that.
No doubt about it.
Yep, no doubt. It's just orange since I ordered it. I was a toss up because I like the metallic blue, the darker blue, and I like the it was like a lighter blue with the dark black cutouts, and then I like the burnt orange, and then I like the maroon, and I settled on the orange because everybody knows. Even I have one of my walls is burnt orange because I really love that. So um, I'm waiting on the orange, but if they can get me one of my other two colors and I can have my Corvette like today, I'll take it. As long as it's not yellow, black, white, gray, or red.
Burnt orange is like the perfect color for the Stingrays, though.
It is. Let me see
It
if
might be worth the wait.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a picture of it.
All right.
Because it's exactly what I ordered, and it even says this is what you ordered. Let me see. I had sent the picture to somebody, but it's taken a minute. IG has been funky lately. See if I can still pull that picture up. Come on. Aha, there she is. And you can see at the bottom, because I ordered it in December, so it's going to be a 2023. They told me today that because it was allocated today, I have to get a 2024. I was like, okay, hurt my feelings.
Oh my God, Lori.
That's my car, guys.
Oh my God, I would wait on that orange.
If you see, it says your 2023 Corvette Stingray.
You have
Right?
to wait on that color, Lori.
And then here's my interior. This is what it looks like in the
Oh my
inside that I
God.
ordered. Looks like a spaceship.
Yeah,
All that arm thing down that on that side in the center, that's all your power buttons. It's no longer on the steering wheel anymore. It's all over there. So it'll be on the center console like a
oh my
spar.
God, that car's so sick. I can make love to that car.
Yes, Harley orange for
Oh
them
my
Harleys.
God, that car is so sick.
Well, thank you. So
Yeah,
that
sick in a good way. Oh my God.
that is my car that I ordered, but they've told me that I cannot get the 2023 anymore because it just got allocated, so it'll be a 2024 now. Because it was a year wait, I just assumed because I ordered it in 2023, but they're not making those anymore. They've already moved. They're already late. They're already toward thinking about 2025.
I gotta say, you made a really good pick.
Well, thank you.
I
But
think
have you
Tim will
seen the
be like
blue ones?
thrilled with that. Tim will be wanting to drive that more than you.
No, he likes to sneak it sometimes.
Oh my, that car is so beautiful.
But I'll show you the blue because the blue is pretty hot
I'd
too.
live in it.
All right, so this is the maroon. that I think is pretty hot.
Yeah,
It's a metallic. I could live with the maroon. And
yeah,
then
definitely.
the blue one, this is the blue. Let me
I
let
like
it
the blue.
adjust.
I like the blue better than the other one there.
Yeah. Is it not going to show up because it's so watered down? Give it a minute.
I'm saying wait for the orange myself, but if not, get the blue. That's just me though. You do what you want.
It's so light that it's so hard to see. But you could pull it up and see the blues, everybody. But if it's, I was torn though between my orange and my blue, guys. So blue's my favorite. I've had the red Stingray. I've had the light, a unique blue on my first Corvette. I had the dark blue navy on my last Corvette. So I haven't had a maroon, the metallic maroon, and it's nice, but I don't know if the blue is still like,
Yeah,
and
the
the
blue.
orange is like, I like both of them so much. So
I mean, yeah, the blue is pretty awesome too.
yeah, so either one of those is, yeah, but right now the orange is what's in allocation. It got approved. They're starting the build. As of today, they accepted the order form, and it gets into production any day now and within 2 months. So,
Oh, that's good news.
yep. So I'm excited. So,
Play the next song off
yep.
the album. It's called "Good News."
You want good news. All right. So
Yeah.
that's the song you want to play. All right, guys. Well, this is going back to Shotty's choice of Matt Miller. And the first one that was sad.
I mean, it's sad, but it's music. You know, like this is the first time we've done this. The
Yep.
other album that I chose, it is more rock and roll, like not like. But for the first time we did it, I felt like I had to pull out the album that like
Oh, yeah.
you know.
And which one did you want? Good news?
Yeah.
All right. You didn't pick that. You did Hand Me Down Woods, and That's on Me.
I didn't know you couldn't pick it. My bad.
That's okay.
Play Hand Me Downs.
Hand me downs. Okay. We picked your three favorite, remember?
Yeah.
All right. No, where the heck I didn't pick that.
Yeah, I'm
All
not
right.
trying to depress anybody playing this, I mean,
Oh, no. This is to introduce other people. Can you hear it?
yeah, that's all it is. Yep.
I'm thinking maybe I should thank you. Oh, baby, I should buy you another round. Cause you care and I swear that I'm here, but I'm there. It's getting harder to hunt me down. Get away to a place where the lake's such a great view. Leave the bank up 100 down. I made it, but hey, once I build it, I break it. That might just break me down. All I ever needed was somebody with some reason who can keep me sane. Ever since I can remember, I've been keeping it together, but I'm feeling strange. Get away when it ain't really safe and it don't seem right. But what's new, you get used to the bullshit. Screws, they go missing. Slightly, they might be, but
remind me, shit, I need to stay in line. You damn well are a great design. Hey, you, despite being an only child, say you need more of a family round. Let's turn these jeans into hand-me-down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down.
yeah, well, just being honest, my conscience ain't doing bad. Because I try to minus the problems that I attract. And half the time the wheels is in the back of my mind. Just keep on turning till the tires flat and burning till the fire crack. I do not lie, though facts may seem a little far-fetched. That's only cause I maybe make believe and full of darkness. When I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, walking, dropping change inside your empty guitar case. That's charity, I move carelessly, that's why I'm always tripping. I guess it's like electrolytes, you help me go the distance. Not too efficient, but the way it's always been. Until the day we have to meet again. Get away when it ain't really safe and it don't seem right. But what's new, you get used to the bullshit. Screws, they go missing. Slightly, they might be, but
You remind me, shit, I need to stay in line. You damn well are a great design. Hey, despite being an only child, say you need more of a family round. Turn these jeans into hand-me-down. Down, 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 down.
So what do you think?
You know, that one to me, it wasn't as sad as the other one, but it sounded like he was really wishing he had siblings or family, more family than what he had.
Yeah, I think the fact where he was on drugs and stuff kind of kept him away from his family.
Yeah. But it sounded like if he were to have his own family, maybe he'd want more than one so that
Yeah,
that he could share that there would be a reason to hand me down the clothes, that they would have somebody to grow up with.
and you got to think about it. They put this out after he passed away.
Wow.
Like, I mean, it's like he knew he was going to die.
Or he was using this to try to maybe reconnect with his family, and he was writing them his way of saying, I'm sorry. This is what I
Yeah,
need. I want. Help me.
definitely like a call out for help.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. I mean, it's the way it's orchestrated.
Yeah.
It's not like normal rap songs. I guess you'd say like
No,
it's
I
more.
didn't catch. I caught more jazz from
Yeah,
what you were talking about in this one than I did the first one.
it just
The
makes you think like what he could have put out. What could he have put out if he'd lived? You know what
I
I
would
mean?
like to know what he could have done if he would have got clean.
They said that whenever he passed away, that he had over 1,000 songs in his vault.
Wow. So he's like Prince,
Yeah, but
because
he would
Prince
only
had.
put out one album a year. The best songs that he thought that made for the best album, he wasn't putting. He put out some mixtapes here and there, but he really tried to craft each album.
Well, you got a convert down there. Pitbull says it took her out of her head. She needs to listen to more Mac Miller. Kel said that was her favorite song by Mac Miller.
Yeah, what's up, Kels?
So glad you're liking this, Pitbull. I hope everybody's enjoying this because 1, 2, 3, 4, some crazy ass kid's
Hey,
gonna knock on your door. Let him in.
Meg knows what's up.
Yep.
That was Mac, and
Stories where Gideon
that
grins
was
till you
Mac's
get in that
younger
driver's
son.
seat. I am jonesing for that. It's like I guess a drug. I'm excited because I have been so disappointed in what I'm driving for the last year.
You'll make it.
I know I will. I've made it for a year and 5 months since I bought that car last year.
At least you're not
So
driving around in a Hyundai.
No. And I only financed this one for 3 years, so it's perfect by the time I get it. And I only have 7,000 miles on this one. So they already told me what they were going to give me. They already gave me a trade in price. But me and Tim are talking. I'm almost wondering, we're almost thinking about keeping it since I only have another year and a half to pay it off.
Yeah, then sell it and flip it.
Yep. And then either keep it for like our around town, like if Tim's out of town on the concerts and I need to grab Little Man, I've got the back seat.
I've
So
always been the type of person that I hate getting rid of my stuff.
And see, I'm used to getting rid of cars by the time they're 2 or 3 years old. The last Corvette, I only had 9,000 miles on her, and I only had a year left to pay on her. I had her 4 years.
Yeah, if you do it like that, that's
Yeah.
that's a little you like switching up cars, don't you?
Yeah, but on that one, I was in love with her, and I had no reason. But then I thought, okay, the love of my car, the love of my grandson, his safety, or my car,
What is that? Is that Camaro V6?
Yeah, and I'm not happy with
I
it.
can understand now why you're not happy with it.
Yeah, they couldn't get me. And then after I bought it, 3 weeks later, they had a V8 come in. But you know what they wanted for that V8? Because there was a car shortage of V8?
Camaro?
$80,000 for a V8.
Camaro?
Yep, convertible Camaro,
That's
fully
more-
loaded. They wanted $80,000 last summer.
That's more than they want for the C7 Corvettes.
Yeah, right now, the Corvette coming in without, right from the factory that I ordered from the Chevy.com, 77.
Yeah, I've been to Bowling Green once, and I went to. They had a big Corvette show that day at the where they build them at, and I'm telling you, there was so many Corvettes, it was insane. And me and my buddy pull in, and we're in a 5.0 Mustang. We're sticking out like a sore thumb. We just drove a Mustang to a Corvette, show.
That's not me.
Only Mustang there was us.
If I still lived at Fort Knox, I would go to Bowling Green and just take one right off the lot because you could get them cheaper up there, 60, 65 grand. But getting it built and shipped and the dealership expenses and everything, you're looking at $70,000 to $100,000 depending on the model. Roland, I don't have the lead foot. Do you not realize that I've been paying Tim's tickets for the last 6 months? Every time he goes to a concert, I'm getting something in the mail. He's the lead foot. I used to be a lead foot until 2014 with my second Corvette, and I was like, I'm not paying the insurance or the price of a ticket. So I got a radar detector. I go 9 if I'm open stretch, and I can make sure I can see cops in any direction. If there's hidden woods and driveways and stuff, 5 miles. You're going to give me a fit. I know you are, Roland. All right. My last song of Bad Company is one of my favorite. I never had dreams to be a rock and roll singer or a rock star. But this song.
Johnny did?
Huh?
Johnny did? Or was it Schoolboy?
Nope. It's going to be Rock and Roll Fantasy.
I thought she was about to play Shooting Star.
Nope. Didn't want Shooting Star was really close, Shotty. It was between Rock and Roll Fantasy and Shooting Star. And I'm like, Shooting Star is a lot like Feel Like Making Love to Me. You're a shooting star. You know what I mean? So I was like, which one do I really enjoy listening to a little bit more? And Rock and Roll Fantasy, it beat it out just by a tad. So it was a very close call. So it's funny that, we've been talking so long, you knew one of my songs.
Yeah, and I know a lot of Bad Company.
Yeah. All right, guys, sit back and let's get the last Bad Company song for tonight.
Here come the testers, 1, 2, 3. It's all part of my fantasy. I love the music and I love to see the crowd dancing in the aisles and singing out loud. Yeah. Here come the dancers, one by one. Your mama's see. It's all part of my rock and roll dream. Put up the spotlights, one and all, and let the feeling get down to your soul. The music's so loud you can hear the sound, reaching for the sky, turning up the ground. It's all part of my rock and roll fantasy. It's all part of my rock and roll dream. Oh yeah. It's all part of my rock and roll fantasy. It's all part of my rock and roll dream.
I
That
mean,
it's a feel good in your. You
how
just
do
got to
you
go.
how do you get any more rock and roll than that?
You just can't. I'm sorry, unless you get "Bark at the Moon" by Ozzy, and then you just go, oh, you want to howl. So here you want to sit there and do the air guitar. I think because of them, honestly, this is one of the best songs that I think air guitar got so popular. If you think about it,
Rock and roll fantasy.
yeah, between that and
I
some of
mean,
the other
I was
songs.
born in the '90s, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because in the 80s we had the air guitar. I know the 90s was the air guitar, and then it became a sport, like what, early 2000s, I think, or
Yeah,
late
yeah,
90s. It was, you're right, Crazy Train and stuff like that. So, hey, Kobe, what me and Shotty did is we picked two albums tonight with three of our favorite songs off of our two favorite albums. My first album was, of course, Bad Company from 10 to 10 to 6, 10 from 6. Original. You can see it's still stained yellow, but the album is pristine. Look at that. Me and Shotty have a love of vinyl and classic music, classic rock and his. So, all right.
This is what the vinyl looks like through the Mac Miller album.
Yep. Wow, it's see through.
Yes.
And now this was put out in 2020, guys, so it's going to look different than 1985 album.
I love
So,
vinyls that are different,
yes. Do you know I had the original picture disc of Blizzard of Oz with Ozzy and Osbourne, and my ex took it?
No. Oh my God.
I was so pissed. I went through,
Yeah.
he gave me half my stuff back out of storage and my picture disc of Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz with the actual picture disc was
Take
gone.
anything, but leave me that.
Yeah. It was like, you could have kept my clothes, the water, you could have
Right.
kept it all. Give me back my
I'll buy
albums.
more clothes.
Yeah, I lost a lot of my good albums, especially I had a whole thing of 45s of my dad's that I had inherited from my grandmother. The Moody Blues and The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, all the original songs. So, all right. So the last song for you by Mac Miller.
Yeah, like I said, like I just wanted. This is our first, I guess, episode doing this. I felt it was only right for me to pick the album that was, that I
meant the most to you, or that you cherished.
My heart. I wasn't trying to make anybody sad or anything.
Oh no. There's so many people in the community, like I had never listened to Mac Miller.
Like
so
some people, need to hear it.
Yeah, and this is what we're doing, is showing what we like and maybe introducing a different music to people that maybe they'll be like, you know what? I liked what they played tonight. I like the history, where they were at when that song came out, who created it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, and it's like as Mac grew older and his music changed, a lot of people was screaming at him, "We want the old Mac back. We want the old Mac, the happy-go-lucky Mac." And it's like, you know, I bring up his name, Upchurch. You hear a lot of people do that to him. We want the old Upchurch back. We want the happy-go-up-church. It's like, I remember hearing people do that to Mac. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But people change and their music changes. And if you're a true fan, try to
You're
move
a
with
fan
it.
of the person.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So, all right. This one is going to be Woods.
We already played
Oh,
that.
no. That's on me?
Yeah.
Yep. That's on me. All right. And just so you guys know, Bad Company, this song 10 from 6 was put out in 85, but from Atlanta Records that actually started with Led Zeppelin in 73. They started a record label that was sold to Atlanta Records, and then they redid the Bad Company.
Yeah, the singer was from Free, wasn't
Yep. Okay, we are going to listen to "That's on Me" by Mac Miller. Let's see what Shotty brought us this time. No, 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 no. Hold on, guys. Wrong. I hit the right song. That's on me, and for some reason, it didn't want to play it. It's trying to tell us something. All right, here we go.
That's on me, that's on me, it's all my fault. That's on me, that's on me, I know. That's on me, that's on me, I know. Time moving slowly, I'm bouncing my head off the wall. I know nobody that knows where we're going at all. Don't let me down. And I'll pick you up, I'll help you get around. That's on me, that's on me, I know. That's on me, it's all my fault. That's on me, I know. That's on me, I know. I'll let it go. I'll cut the strings tonight. I don't know where I've been lately, but I've been alright. I said good morning this morning, and I'll say good night. Don't wait around. We'll take the stairs that gets us into there is some fair when I'm being too proud. No. That's on me, I know. That's on me, it's all my fault. That's on me, that's on me, I know. That's on me, that's on me, I know.
His songs are short.
Yeah, it's the album. Like each song goes into the next.
Something's wrong with your mic.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
But yeah, like on the album, like every song goes into the next song.
Oh, okay. So it's a continue. This one
Yeah.
sounded like he was a little bit more upbeat, trying to say it's all right.
It
That's all
sounded.
right.
It sound. I take it as taking accountability.
Okay.
I feel like he's saying that's on me. He's like taking accountability to all these wrongs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what what is it like in the 12-step program? They're supposed to, like, step number 5 or something. You're supposed to, you know,
Make amends and
yeah, making
apologize.
amends.
Yeah.
That's what I take that song as, making
Why don't
amends.
you tell him what happened to him? Because there were people that came in that weren't in here when we were talking about his album.
All right, so that album there come out after he passed away, like 2 or 3 years. Uh, he passed away from a fentanyl laced 30, and he thought he was doing an oxy 30, but that's pretty much all you can say.
Yeah. All
This
right.
was, this album was going to be like, if he would have stayed alive, he might not have put this album out exactly the way that they did, but this was going to be the next album, that he was going to put out.
The follow up.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we did our first album of Bad Company and Mac Miller. So now we are going into our second albums, guys, of the night. So my second album of tonight is one of my top 5 bands of the 80s. Cinderella, Night Songs. I love Cinderella. Happy early birthday to you too, dude. I'm right behind you. So my first song that I picked, now, in case anybody didn't know about Cinderella, it came out in 1987. It hit number 3 with as far as it could go up on the charts. It just couldn't get anything down. And it released Night Songs to accompany this album. And that actually did better than what they were expecting. That wasn't one of their favorite songs, but they were told. Anyways, they did the promotional video, and they also did 3 top 10 songs off this album that it was most requested on most of their concert in that year that they toured about this album. So that's a little bit about Cinderella. Now I'm going to bring up my first song, and my first song for this, let me present the screen.
I love the artwork for that.
Yes. And their makeup, I mean, unfortunately, now I don't think any of the guys in the 80s were sexy guys. I'm not into guys who wore more makeup or had prettier hair.
I'm not trying to say that neither, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
But the graphics, the color, the purple,
The
it just
graphics,
popped.
the way
Yeah.
it pops, it's cool.
It did.
The colors does.
Yep. So, all right. The first song that I like that I'm going to share with you guys is called Night Songs.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
It's one of my favorite. And here we go.
gasoline. I'm hitting 116. I get so hot I see steam. Forget the day, cause we're gonna scream. Lights out, coming to the light, singing lights out. Makes your damn right. Lights out, makes your flesh take a bite. Lights out. Riding to the east and riding to the west. Sleeping all day but never get a rest. Looking at the time, stand still, it ain't right. Living for the moment, trying to get it tight. I need a shot of gasoline. I'm hitting 116. I get so hot I see steam. Forget the day, cause we're gonna scream. Lights out, falling to the light, singing lights out. Raise it down right. Lights out, raise your glass, take a bite. Lights out. I need a shot of gasoline. I'm hitting 116. I get so hot I see steam. Forget the day, cause we're gonna scream. Lights out. Lights out. Lights out. Lights out.
All righty.
I think you just showed me my new favorite Cinderella song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that was more
You,
bluesy though, you know.
yeah. And what's funny is they did admit that they did add blues, a lot of rock, including Kiss.
Yeah, that's what I loved about Ozzy.
Yes. Hey, Pyro. So, dude wore hairspray too. Yeah, he I was gonna say, Shotty like Stevie Nicks. I forgot that
Oh
you're
yeah,
back
I
on
would
the
marry her. I
channel.
don't care if she is 80. I'd marry her. Yeah.
I used the purple and the white Aquanet really bad back then in the 80s and even some of the halfway through the 90s. And then I just went to Moose. Even though I still like the big hair, I just got lots of it. It's not that I tried to, no matter what. So,
Did they ever tour with Ozzy?
uh,
Have you?
Cinder.
Yeah, have you seen them live?
No, I never got to see Cinderella live either. I didn't get. I'll never see Ozzy, and I never got to see Cinderella yet. If they ever did, Payne Sid is Church's ghostwriter. He wrote all the Johnny Gobble dishes.
What's PVK mean? It's been officially confirmed that Payne Sid is Church's ghostwriter. He wrote all the Johnny Gold experience. What you been smoking, Rich? What if Payne Sid was the whole mastermind?
All right, what's your next album? And tell them about what you're bringing to us.
Yeah, Dire Straits.
We we saw the album he had, or no, that we didn't because he had the no shoes on or socks. That was somebody else.
Here's the album cover. Get the light off of it.
And it's just Dire Straits from Dire Straits, the name of their album, guys. And the history of this album of Dire Straits, so everybody knows,
I think this was their first one.
it came out. Let's see. They had 6 studio albums, 3 live, and 3 compilations. This was their first album. They had 31 singles, sold over 100 million. And on this one, it came out October 1978. And I always thought Dire Straits, I'd never heard of them until the 80s with I Want My MTV. And, Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
That's Dire Straits. I didn't realize that they were in the 70s. I love the Sultans of Swing. I didn't know that was on their 1978 album.
Sultans of Swing's on this album, but I didn't pick it.
Yeah, and see, I didn't know that was the
I'm
album.
trying to find songs people have probably not heard.
Well, I see why. Yep. So that Sultans of Swing actually came out in 78, but I never heard it until 83, 84. So, yeah. And they said it was a hit 5 months after the album was released. It reached number 8 in the UK and didn't do so good in Australia or the Netherlands. Made the top 100, but never the top 10. So, but this came out. They recorded it from February to March 5th, and it was released June of 1978 in the UK.
In the UK.
So they're not an American group. Are they?
I'm not really sure where he's from. I guess he is from England.
Okay, I was gonna say for him.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know wherever he's from. He's darn good.
Well, yeah, I like him no matter where. A lot of our great rockers came from overseas.
Yeah, the British.
Yeah, Def Leppard. Yeah, a lot of them. There weren't too many.
Ozzy,
yeah, and then there's only a few, and a couple of the stateside ones actually came out of Detroit and New Jersey.
Seattle Hendrix.
Seattle had a couple, yeah. So it's just weird. It's like you don't hear like how many Aquanet, the blue and the red and the white cans. There was a reddish purple kind of like a maroon, and the white was super extra hold. And nothing touched that. And even when it rained and it glued to your head, you were in trouble. Because when it rained and your hair you could pick up one end and the whole hair moved with it. They are from Britain. Okay, Savannah, thank you.
I'm excited for everybody to get to hear this song if they never heard it. I'm excited to see what Rich says about this song.
Which one do you want us to play first?
Wild West End.
Wild West End. All righty. Let me set it up. Thank you, YouTube, for not being a twunt. Oh, it's best for a potato gun, too? Uh-oh. All right. You said Wild West Ends?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here we go, guys. Dire Straits.
To Angelucci's for my coffee beans, checking out the movies and the magazines. A waitress, she watches me crossing from the Barracuda. I get a pickup for my steel guitar. I saw ya walking out Shaftesbury Avenue. Excuse me, talking. I wanna marry you. This is 7th Street. Don't you seem so proud? Just another angel in the crowd, and I'm walking in the Wild West End. Now my conductress on the number 19, she was a honey. She was a honey. Pink toenails and hands all dirty with the money. Greasy, greasy, greasy hair. Easy smile. She made me feel 19. Oh, wow. I went down Chinatown. In the back room, it's a man's world. All the money go down. Duck inside the doorway. Duck to eat. Just ain't no way. You and me, we can be walking in the Wild West there. Walking in the Wild West there. Walking with your wild best friend. Now hey, a go-go dancing girl. Yes, I saw the DJ. He said, "Here's Mandy for you." Feel alright, seeing up, do that stuff. She's dancing high and I'm moving by. The close-ups can get rough. When you're walking in the Wild West there. Walking, walking, walking in the Wild West there. Walking, walking with your wild best friend. Walking, walking.
That's the type of song I listen to whenever I have anxiety. I can just put headphones on and just, just ground myself. Just.
Okay. For me, it brought up images. At first, I thought like shady about the beach, hanging
Yeah,
out at the beach, but then it was like, no, it's like I could picture almost like the old, the cobblestones and a group of your friends and like guys. It used to be in the
yeah,
90s skateboards, but when they were smoking their cigarettes, they had their little leather jackets on. And he talks about money like it's something in almost all of his songs. Money for nothing. I noticed
yeah.
money came
It
up.
is a trend, ain't it?
Yes, it seems like it's something that maybe he didn't have a lot of,
Yeah.
and it was his goal that one day he wanted to be able to have that money. So,
Yeah, I know I could have picked, money for nothing or Sultans of Swing. I was just trying to
no,
maybe
you're
show,
introducing things
yeah.
that you liked. Yes.
Well, yeah, I love that song, but I was
Yeah.
just trying to show everybody else maybe like everybody's heard Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Our goal was to introduce songs that we like that maybe other people forgot about or have never heard of.
right, right.
That's what our show's about, guys, is
Yeah.
just to introduce you to something. And right now, everybody's all about independence and, all the stuff that's going on with mainstream music and all that crap with the elections getting ready to start. We just wanted something like bring it back old school, calm, and,
Yeah,
the music that we love. And maybe you guys
that's it.
would enjoy it with us. So, all right, we're going back to Cinderella for my second song out of the three that I find my favorite off the album. So, this one, it's more, I think it's more of a love song, but a sad one. You guys tell me what you think of this song.
count the falling tears, they fall before my eyes. Seems like 1,000 years since we broke the ties. I call you on the phone, but never get a rise. So sit there all alone, it's time you realize I'm not your fool. Nobody's fool, nobody's fool. I know nobody's fool, nobody's fool. Never You take your road, I'll take mine. The paths have both been reached. Searching for a change of pace. Nothing's to be reaching. I stand out just to make a dime. With that time I bought you love, but now I've changed my mind. I'm not your fool. Nobody's fool. Nobody's fool. I know nobody's fool. Nobody's fool. Now again, nobody's fool. Nobody's fool. I know nobody's fool. Nobody's fool. I count the falling tears, falling from my eyes. Seem like 1,000 years since we broke the ties.
Our chat is going crazy with these songs.
I hope everybody's having a good time.
They are. It seems like we're bringing back some memories, good and bad for a lot of them. But that's what it's supposed to do, is invoke memories of our past, guys. That's exactly. These songs take me back to being a teenager with no responsibility, whether I'm falling in love or falling out of love, or I got a bad grade, or I got grounded, or my parents let me go do something that I really wanted to do. This is all it brings up. Skating rink days.
I gotta admit, Lori, I think I like Cinderella better than I do Motley Crue or Def Leppard, or I think I like them better than the rest.
Had you not actually listened to Cinderella before a lot?
I mean, I've been driving down the road and they come on the radio.
Oh, okay.
but I never like really looked into them.
Yeah, and what's funny, do you know they were formed in 82 and by 87 they had this hit record?
Uh-uh.
5 years together as a group.
That's all they had.
5 years.
How
Yep.
come all the greatest artists and bands like they never like, you know, some do, but like a lot of them like they're only together for a short period of time.
Yep. And then you got others that are so great, but it takes 15 years, like Quiet Riot. They struggled forever
Yeah,
before Mental Health came out. And he got so mad at all these other groups like Rat and Bon Jovi and all of them coming out getting signed when
yeah.
they had struggled for like what, 10, 13 years. He was Kevin was trying so hard to make it. And they just was like, that's not going to hit. That's not going to be a sound. But yet Kiss was doing it. So he thought he could. And they were amazing. Quiet Riot was a great band.
Yeah, I
But
like them.
yeah, they just felt that others did not work as hard as he had to,
Yeah.
that they were all gimmicky versus talent. And I'm sorry, I think he had talent, but I think all these other bands did too.
I think he just had a big ego.
He did, and and also though, he was in a time frame where when he was trying, you had punk and you had disco that were all going on. The post punk era was coming out at
Yeah,
the end
he
of the
had
70s.
Ozzy and that.
Yep. And then so all of a sudden, as hard as he worked to do this hair metal band, all of a sudden he started something, but then all the bands were coming in and America just couldn't get enough.
Yeah.
So he should have just been grateful that he opened the door to bring a whole new genre of music for everybody in the 80s, but he just could never look at it like that.
And a band that plays together for 10 years or so, they get so burnt out on each other too.
Yeah.
Like they know each other's every move.
What I do like is you got to look at Aerosmith and you got to look at Kiss. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, they knew what they wanted from the time they got together and they met in the late 60s.
Same vision.
And yep, they had this vision and they've carried it through to this day. They had to replace, let's not forget, two of them. What was it? Not Ace Frehley. Well, yeah, it was Ace Frehley, wasn't it? No, he was the makeup. Two of their band members got so big, they literally thought that they should be getting and leading the band in it.
That's
Well,
what happened to the Beatles.
Yep. Well, you let
Same thing with the Beatles. That happened.
John Lennon come in with Yoko Ono, and she felt that John Lennon should be the main vocals, and he was this, and that she wanted to control. Sometimes it only takes one. I mean, let's be real.
The reason the Beatles stayed together for as long as they did was because Paul and John felt guilty. They didn't think Ringo and George could make it on their own.
Yep.
And they didn't want to leave. They did. They did, obviously.
And Paul and Stanley and Gene Simmons, they knew they didn't need anybody else. They could always find a backup drummer and a backup guitar player.
It's crazy
They
how
had,
music repeats itself, isn't it?
yeah, it is. So they had their own riffs. Gene sung, Paul Stanley sung. They both played instruments. They only needed two people as backup to make a band, but those two could have probably done it on their own with just using in-studio bands.
Oh, definitely. They're Kiss.
So
They're still Kiss.
They still Kiss. As long as you have Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, you got Kiss. Period. You have Steven Tyler and
Joe Perry.
Joe Perry. You've got Aerosmith. I'm sorry. It's just
They
sometimes.
make the hell with band,
Yep. Just like Ozzy. Randy Rhoads was an amazing guitar player. Him and Ozzy had something. But when Randy OD'd and he died, Ozzy still made it.
Yeah, he found Zakk Wylde.
Yep. So
I seen him live once.
you have the talent and you have your talent that's with you. But I'm sorry, there's just, when
Ozzy was so lucky, though, if you think about it. He found, like, the most perfect guitarist for his style. After Tony Iommi, then it was Randy Rhoads. Who was after Tony Iommi? Was Randy Rhoads after Black Sabbath?
Yeah, Randy Rhoads was with him. Wasn't he on his first?
But, like, what's the chances Ozzy met Zakk Wylde after that happened to Randy Rhoads? Like,
to
You
find
know,
three.
it's
Three.
destiny, really.
Yep.
He,
So yeah, I just went to Kiss his final concerts in 2022. And then we got to do Def Leppard and Motley Crue and Poison and Joan Jett in 2023. And I will be going to the Journey, Def Leppard, Heart, and Steve Miller Band in August of this year. I already got my tickets. So
I'm jealous. I had COVID killed my chances to see Ozzy. I had the tickets.
I'm jealous that you even had tickets. I don't even know why he didn't do a makeup. Did he get
Well,
sick?
yeah, he did get sick.
Okay.
He's got a lot of problems going on. The guy's about 80 years old.
Motley Crue's lead singer is has always been Vince Neil. I don't think that's who was killed with Randy in a car accident. It wasn't Motley Crue. That is
No,
right. Randy didn't die
Vince
of
Neil was in
drugs.
a car wreck with his daughter and killed his daughter, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't drugs. It was a car accident. My bad.
Yeah, his daughter was riding passenger and she got killed.
And Randy couldn't be replaced. But, well, Randy is an amazing guitarist, but Ozzy was able to find a replacement that didn't affect his greatness. I guess that's what we should say.
Randy kind of showed Zach the way.
Yeah, Slash, Randy. I mean, Van Halen, Eddie. I mean, we've had some great guitar players. You know, DeVille, and it's just CC DeVille. Yep, from Poison. So there's some great guitar players, and it just when Randy was lost, Ozzy was able to find somebody with talent. Maybe not as great as Randy, but great in his own right to help Ozzy stay where and rise.
He kept him going.
Yes.
And they put out Crazy Train.
Yep.
They put out a bunch of good songs, but I still like the Randy Rhoads, the Bark at the Moon, the best.
Yeah, Bark at the Moon's my favorite album of all.
Blizzard of Oz, I like that one.
Yeah. So, your second song, what do you want from your Dire Straits?
Let's do In the Gallery.
In the Gallery, here we go. All right, guys, back to Dire Straits. Here we go.
Harry made a bareback rider, proud and free upon a horse. And a fine coal miner for the NCB that was. A fallen angel, Jesus on the cross. Skating ballerina, should have seen her do the skater's waltz. Some people got to paint and draw. Harry had to work in clean stone. Like the waves coming to the shore, it was in his blood and in his bones. It was ignored by all trendy boys in London, yes, and in Leeds. He might as well have been making toys, strings of beads. It couldn't be. No, it couldn't be. In the gallery. No, no. In the gallery. And then you get an artist He says he doesn't want to paint at all. Takes an empty canvas, sticks it on the wall. Birds of a fella, all the phonies and all of the fakes. While the dealers, they get together, and they decide who gets the breaks and who's gonna be. Who's gonna be in the gallery? In the gallery. No lies and wouldn't compromise. No jump, no string. And all the lines were subsidizing. It just don't mean a thing. I got to say, he passed away. Obscurity. And now all the vultures, they're coming down from the tree. He's gonna be, yeah, he's gonna be in the gallery, gallery, yeah, in the gallery. Mary made a bareback rider.
That one, I heard more music that was similar to the Sultans of Swing.
Yeah, for sure.
But the only problem with that song that I wasn't a fan of is they didn't have as I like words. I'm not a big fan of more acoustics. They had more music than they did words, and so that one wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, I don't. I was just trying to, I don't know.
Oh no, like I said, I had never heard that one, but it did give me vibes of the Sultan of Swing. And I noticed some of their riffs were also in Money for Nothing and their next album.
Oh, really? I don't guess I've ever like really. I can see like how it's similar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the sound.
I can hear him
you
play
can
the
tell.
guitar, and
Mhm.
he'll just make those sounds, and I'm just thinking, how is he doing that?
Yeah, they know certain ones know how to make him talk.
Like
It's like they're
literally, like
literally talking.
he was so underrated as a guitar player.
Yeah. Man. So they were flying into a mansion where the bus was parked. Okay. So they were talking about how it happened. Randy was in the three-passenger plane with his seamstress and his cook and the pilot. And then he flew it right into Ozzy's bus, causing his head to go through the window of the bus or of the plane. And Ozzy was on the bus. They were going to the mansion where they were going to be staying. I couldn't remember all the details. I thought I thought it was a car crash, but I know that Def Leppard's guy had a car crash. That's how he lost his, arms. But
Yeah, I hope everybody liked the last song. It was it's rock and roll nonetheless.
it is, and they always say sex, drugs.
You can
Part
hear like the '80s in it though. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I got notes of what was coming up in the '80s with the Dire Straits, with the Money for Nothing and stuff like that. The riffs on the guitar and
Yeah,
the
if you want to play
music.
Money for Nothing, you can.
Oh, no, no, no. This was the album for tonight. And each of us got one more song. So, all right, guys, back to my last song of Cinderella. This song is just a feel good song for me. Like I said, it was my top 3 favorites. And Shotty said he listened to when they come on the radio, but it wasn't like he wasn't like knew a lot about it. So this is one of my favorites. And here we go. Oh, I forgot to share it. All right. Here we go.
Tell ya, it sure felt good. First time I saw that girl, I knew it would. Now let me tell ya, it sure felt right. No pulling t-shirt and wanna fight. She said, shake me. All night she said, shake me. Shake it down, break it, baby, shake me. All night she said, all night long. Screaming, scratching, rolling out of the bed. I never really got her out of my head. And now and then she makes those social calls. Gives me a squeeze, gets me kicking the walls. Now let me tell ya, it's still real tight. And we were shaking after every fight. I feel her coming in the middle of the night. Screaming, her. Shake me, all night she said shake me. Shake it down, break it, baby, shake me. All night she said shake me. Ooh, yeah. All night. Keep the fire burning, you're doing alright. All night, so come and sing it right. Shake me.
Well, there's you an introduction to Cinderella, Shotty.
I like the first song the best though. Those three.
So you night songs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember the name of that.
Yeah. Think about it. We're playing songs at night.
True.
That'd be an easy one.
We are like nocturnal.
We are. That was another thing that we had in common because we'd be up and Roland's the same way. I'd go in different chats like at 2, 3 in the morning, and if I didn't see you, I'd see Roland. So
Yeah, I don't like to go into like I do, but like I always feel like if I go into like a bunch of people's different chats, I feel like what they call a channel hopper whore or whatever.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I used to go on panels, and then I stopped. And then over time I started going up on panels, and then I started feeling the same way, like too much exposure sometimes. So I just quit, even on my own channel. Kind of like what you did too. You kind of went quick when going live too.
Yeah, I'm gonna start back. I'm having fun tonight.
Well, I'm glad that this is something music you've never heard, Victoria, that you like.
It was just every time I went live, like I wouldn't even like necessarily want to start any drama or any crap with anybody.
And they always showed up
But
on your panel.
Yeah, it just always showed up. Like,
yep.
Then people didn't like what I had to say.
Well, that's actually how you and me had our first. Is because somebody was up there lying to you, and then I jumped up and
Yeah.
And so that's how we actually started we were talking like, hey, how's it going? Like that. But that was the first actual real conversation.
I was with them just to go on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I was just saying, oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be, I just didn't feel like arguing with them.
I got you. And I never held it against you. Like I told you, that was the first thing I told you is I appreciated you letting me up there and to hear me out. So.
Like, if I would have started arguing everything you said, then it would have just been hell.
But you didn't know anything about it.
No, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, you had no clue about you. I mean, you knew who me and Tim were.
I knew enough to know he was full of shit.
Yeah. But then it was also, I'm sure there were things that were like, oh, wow, why would somebody do that? That's crazy. Not even thinking that everything that you were being told was lies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
why would somebody just get up and lie?
It's so irritating too.
Yeah. All right. Your last song of the night, does it have a special meaning for you?
No, not necessarily. I just, I like the vibe.
All righty.
It was, I was trying to find a record that had more of an 80s vibe to match with you that I really liked. Because, like I said earlier, I was always more into the bluesy side of rock.
And I told him, guys, we were not supposed to have to be in the same genre, the same type. I might bring pop next time or some R&B, and you might want to bring more jazzy or country. We do not have to be in the same decade.
Yeah, I got a bunch of different albums.
Yeah, or genre. I don't have nearly as many as you because, like I said, my ex stole dozens and dozens of mine. So I have a small little collection, and I think you've got like volumes.
I mean, I starting to.
But even if I don't have the vinyl, there are still albums that I do love that I can still talk about and bring songs to.
It's hard to pick, really.
It is, especially when you have so much music and so many decades of music to choose from. Luckily for us, it's the 70s, 80s, early 90s for you and me. And like Victoria said, she's never even heard these songs.
Really?
She wasn't born.
She wasn't born.
Yeah.
She a 90s baby like me? I don't mean to
Yep.
You don't answer that.
90s, 2000, whatever. But it's just a lot of people though. And let's be real. I don't think I've got a chance to sit down and actually with my lifestyle between the grandbaby, the dogs, and me and Tim and our hectic life to pull out my albums, open up my record player and listen to the vinyl. Tonight was first time I've got to hear some of these too.
Really? Have you heard this Dire Straits album before?
Not this one, no. I'm all in the back streets, smart mouth, but I don't lie. I usually am back there to keep peace. Roland will tell you, Shotty will tell you. I'm trying to hit people up together to so that there's no wars and to keep people from it.
Yeah, I think Lori would give you like her word. I have never said once to her not to be somebody's friend just because I didn't like them.
No,
You
we
know,
don't talk
I
about
don't try
people.
to.
We talk music and about to each other.
You know, I don't. I never try to persuade anybody at all to like be against somebody just because I don't like them.
Nope. And I've never came to him. In fact, if he's not getting along or somebody doesn't like him, I'll go out of my way to say, like, okay, is there a reason? What do you think is the problem? And I will try to work him to at least not tell him what he has to do, but try to hook those two people up so they can have a chance to talk. It's IG, Messenger, text messages. That's what they call backstreets. As long as you don't lie and you don't talk shit that you're not willing to say publicly. Put it that way. Everything that I've already had to put out, you've seen, I say it out loud and I'll say it proud. I don't have a problem. Whatever I say in the dark, I have no problem saying out front.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the backstreets. And I'll
Sometimes
still continue.
sometimes speaking in sarcasm and people take it out of context.
Yes. And the backstreets, I'm sorry, is a way to get to know people.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of people who, and I haven't actually talked on the back streets in months. A couple people will send me stuff and I'll respond. I used to be on there a lot last year. Now it's just kind of like I quit going live as much and I pulled back from talking to people in the back streets too. I still talk to people, but not like if I was talking to 50 before, I might be talking to 15 solid people.
I enjoy making friends on here. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
I'm not on here to make enemies with anybody.
Rich. I do send pictures.
Well, Rich.
But I ain't the only one that sends pictures now, Rich. That's a two-way street, buddy. You send pictures and videos and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
Yes, Shotty's guilty. I think there's a lot of people in this chat that are guilty of sending videos and pictures my way too. So I don't want to hear it.
I think we've all watched the same porno.
I think we all have.
Probably more than once.
Not me. Once was enough. I didn't. I was like, "What is this?"
I had that on replay.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, that's gross.
She good at her job. I mean, I give her credit. She works hard.
They're not hard. Never, I'm not going to say. I'm not saying that. Let me take that back. All right.
She gets after it. I'll say that. She gets your money worth.
We were not going to go there, Shotty. Rich, shame on you.
It's just, the thing that amazes me is like, out of all the hookers in the world, why would they settle with that one?
Well,
You know what I mean?
it's the type of guy that she likes, and they do like him really, really big.
It's like buying a good tattoo. You buy a cheap tattoo, it's gonna be shitty.
True.
If you pay a lot for a tattoo, it's gonna be good. It's the same concept.
Yeah. Look at Rich. Shotty could be arrested in 22 states because of his backstreet chats.
I could definitely be going to court.
I've started hearing, backstreets are bad, but yet some of the same people are the ones that have used it all along too. And I, for one, am a fan of backstreets because I've got to know Rich, Roland, you, Shotty, Victoria. I've got to know a lot of people off of YouTube that in a chat you just can't.
Yeah, you don't. You get to the point. You talk so long, you don't really look at each other as YouTube friends.
Pitbull.
It's kind of just like friends without the YouTube aspect.
Exactly.
YouTube's just the way to communicate.
Yeah, it's almost as if, like in the old days, you just pick up the phone and talk. Because a lot of us actually talk. We talk on the phone. It's not even so much texting. We actually dial IG phone calls and do video chats. You and me, I've talked to Rich. There's a lot of us. Hey, Jasmine, Even Jasmine. I've got to see her pretty face. We've talked. I've put out snapshots. She's real. So,
Yeah, I don't care to show my face, but I usually just keep the camera off. I don't want to break the screen or anybody's phone or anything.
how you doing, Jazz? Good morning. All right, for our last song of the night for this show, this is Dire Straits with Lions. Let me pull it up. Pitbull. She's large. She thought she was in charge. She likes those baby says. Unfortunately, the one she's with has a little I can't see. And here we go.
Red sun going down way over dirty town. Stars there sweeping around, crazy show. Yes, and a girl is there, high heeling out across the square. The wind it blows around in her hair, and the flags upon the pole. Waiting in the crowd to cross at the light, she looks around to find a face she can hide. Church bell clinging on the stone, trying to get a crowd, even song. Nobody cares to depend upon the chimes that play. All in the station praying for train. The congregation late again. It's getting darker all the time. The flagpole day. Drunk older soldier, give her a fright. He's a crazy lion, he's a howling for a fight. Strap hanging, gunshot sound, door slamming on the overground. The starlings are tough, but the lions are made of stone. The evening paper in horror torn, there's hope later, Capricorn. Lucky stars give her just enough to get her home. Then she read about a swing to the right, but she's a think about a stranger in the night. I'm thinking about the lions, thinking about the lions. Happened to the lion tonight.
That song makes me want to go like find an orgy somewhere.
Now, see, I didn't get that at all. I don't know where you got orgy. But you know, it was I didn't get any familiar notes. It didn't take me to another song of theirs. This actually made me think that this was something that they experimented with that was a whole different sound for them to put on there to see what their fans would like.
Yeah, it's different than the Sultans of Swing.
Yeah, it definitely was. But everybody's like, say what? Everybody's like, where did you get orgies from that?
I don't know. I guess the beat.
So you would have sex to that beat. That beat makes you horny?
I could see myself doing it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like, I just think about like 70s, vintage.
See, Shake Me did it for me, like Shake Me all night long kind
Oh,
of thing.
I like them smooth songs. You know what I mean, with them smooth licks.
Yeah.
Or like just compassionate.
Yeah. I like the love song, Babyface or, stuff like that you could put on. But I also like sometimes like Shake Me if you want to hard and fast, but I've never put Dire Straits for orgy or sex. I just would never picture that.
I don't know. I was just being goofy, to be honest.
I'm sure you won't, but you're young. Don't forget, guys, he's young.
It makes me want to rock and roll. That's all I'm
Yeah. Everything makes a young guy think of sex.
Makes me want to go like just off the wall, just go have some fun.
Yeah.
It makes me want to cut loose.
Well, I knew that you were going to be, I'm not going to say what, but you had a job as security somewhere. Did it not go through? Did you not get to do it?
Security.
Yeah. You got the phone call that you were going to do security at a concert?
Oh, that was stagehand.
Stagehand. Did you get to do it?
I could have, but I had other work.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't really paying enough.
All right, because the last we talked, that I knew you were going, and I forgot to ever ask you because I got sick.
I could have been a stagehand at the Upchurch show in Corbin.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about that you got hired.
I don't know. It was a 2-hour drive, and it just really wasn't worth the money and the aches, because that is work. It is pretty.
Oh yeah,
a lot of work doing that, and it just the gold has to equal out the aches.
I get that. Sex music has a beat, in my opinion. I agree. I do too.
RO, what's that mean?
Sex music has, I think, has to have a beat, in my opinion.
Yeah, like Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. She's got the sexual healing. Or even if you get, she's a freak. Yeah.
It's pretty cool that Jasmine showed up, like she's from England.
Well, yeah, considering she said she grew up on Dire Straits, considering they're from there.
I'm in America.
Yeah?
That song went out for you, Jasmine.
No, I knew what you were saying, Savannah. Roland was telling people I was selling hairspray in this stream.
I mean, I ain't gonna knock your hustle.
Savannah, you know what? We were talking, that almost was my album for tonight, but I'm saving that because everybody knows that's one of my favorite. I have a couple albums of Def Leppard, but I really wanted to showcase tonight, the way me and Shotty were talking, something that a little different, but yet.
Yeah, a lot of people goes into live streams and they don't really have any topics.
Yeah.
So the only thing that they really had to talk about is just talking shit on each other.
Or sex. I joke about sex, or we troll each other. But I do we decided, we have been talking to do music for months, and when he ended up taking a break, and then I got sick and I was out all of December. And then I had a full schedule with the late night crew and going to this and supporting this channel and this channel. And we just never, and then we're like last night, this morning, 4 a.m, we're both like, you want to do this? You want to do this? Are you sure? Yeah, let's do that. Are you sure you're not going to be talking? Yeah, are you sure? Yeah, let's do it. And we almost got sidelined and distracted tonight too.
How's that?
Remember how you were late for being distracted and I
Oh,
was distracted?
yeah.
So
No, we made it.
we made it. So we are going to be uh, doing this at least once every 2 weeks because on the weekends, usually I have my grandbaby every other weekend. So um, every other weekend, probably on Friday nights or maybe Thursdays because there's usually nobody live on Thursdays and
I,
with our schedules.
like I admire you doing anything different on here than just, you know,
Yeah.
the drama. Like anybody that puts creativity, I admire it.
Yep, I've been so proud of Tim too. Let me tell you, is I'm so thankful for all of you supporting the rundown that and the music and everything, and we just really thank you for because a lot of you came over from Seeper and Wade's and Rusty Trucks community, and then our people started from the Triple T community started going over to you guys. You guys started coming over to us, and then we mingle with the Workiverse. Workiverse mingles with us. They work intermingle with you guys, and it's just so nice when people aren't fighting and we all support one another. It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Naughty would, he would have a blast doing this.
Oh, I was, me and you talked about doing our shorts with our albums, showing an album, playing a song back and forth, you and me. And then we noticed that Naughty and Jasmine and Motivated started doing it too. So I backed out. I didn't want to seem like, I was copying.
I mean, I don't think it's that big a deal to anybody. It's just music.
Yeah, but I tried not to. We had talked about it, but we hadn't like set it down. But I think if it would have been great if we had Jasmine up here, we had Naughty up here, and yeah, New Buck, and we all do the music because we all have different tastes. Then how come I don't have any in tonight? I rode with the top down. As you can see, my hair is wind blown. My face is sunburned.
Yeah, that's why I had to keep my camera off. I'm rocking a mop top.
Well, Naughty came into Tim's chat the other night.
Did he?
Yep. He came in to let Tim know that they'll always be family. And yeah,
Why did he just want to take a break from it all? Or
he's got stuff in real life that he's doing and everything. And
uh,
he popped in and Tim saw him and shouted him out. And yeah, we got to know Naughty after more of him after a split. And I don't know. I don't know. We just became, certain people you just vibe with, and
yeah,
we really got close.
yeah. Naughty was good at getting under people's skins though, when he wanted to.
Oh yes, and he did stand up. Yeah, yeah. And if he liked you, he stood up for you, even if you didn't ask him to. He was there. So sure, Jasmine. The next time we get ready to do a music stream, I will reach out to you, and if you're willing to come on up, you do not have to turn your camera on. I told Shotty no camera. He didn't have to. He was just going to hold up an album, or and if I run out of albums before him, I'm still going to do music that I like, and pick 3 songs, and we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll get better at it as we go. I feel like too.
Oh yeah, and we can add more people who really love music, and this was a random. We didn't tell anybody. We didn't advertise. So we appreciate those of you who did come out and rock with us for the whole 2.5, 3 hours of music.
Prayers to motivated one legger. Hope he's feeling better soon.
Well, luckily he didn't get hurt. His car got trashed. His truck. So he
got
definitely
banged up, Lori.
He got banged up.
It could have been worse.
Yes. What I mean is he didn't get like hurt. Like he got banged up, but he didn't.
He got really banged up, but he's
fine. Yeah, no broken bones, no life. It could have lost his life. So
come out on him.
Yeah. Well, me and Tim, we got in a crash with my Stingray in 2017, and we got hit by a truck, and it came out it hit Tim's side, and T-boned us, and our airbags came out, and I ended up with a broken thumb and bruises all down my leg because I got stuck under the steering wheel column of the Corvette. But somehow Tim was able to turn in the Corvette and kick the window out. But he was backwards, and I had to scream for somebody to help me push him out. I had his legs, and I was pushing him out, and somebody, came and got him. So, yeah, we were pretty banged up, and they found spots in Tim's lungs from our airbags exploded, and we inhaled all that stuff. Yeah.
What was that like? Like, I've always wondered what an airbag would be like.
It was so foggy in the car, we couldn't see, and we actually, the way that smelled, we thought the car was on fire. So
I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, it's okay. And
I've heard that the airbag can break your nose.
It can. Luckily, the way the airbags were seated in the Corvette, it got us in our chest, and we inhaled. And luckily, they found a spot on Tim's lungs. We had to do breathing treatments for 30 days because you can actually die because you get that chemicals, the baby powder and stuff gets in your lungs, and you could suffocate without even knowing. You think it's a cold.
Why is it making so dangerous?
Well, they're not supposed to explode, but for some reason, the two up front, they did explode because of the force of the impact, and we went down and hit a fence. And here's what they don't tell you. All our cars, including the Corvette, had all these safety latches. So if you lose power, you can pop it, and your windows will fall off. You can open your trunk. If your car is not put in park, they don't work.
Huh.
You do not know that. They do not tell you. So if you guys get in a car accident and you have all power, everything, windows and everything, and you have all these buttons that all you have to do is pop and the car will open, make sure your car is in park, because if it's our car died and I was in drive. Never thought, well, here, let me put it in park. And you know what's funny is in that moment, we thought the car was on fire. A panic sets in for a minute. I'm thinking, Tim just survived Iraq, and here I am, let this car, even though it wasn't my fault, I was driving when we got hit, and I'm losing my husband because we're going to be dying in a fire. We got our grandbaby, we got our daughter, our son, and our dogs were at home, and it was a panic. We didn't even think to pop the roof. The roof came off.
Was it like a sunroof?
No, the Corvette. Always get the hardtop Corvette, guys. It saves you $10,000, and the top comes off for a convertible. And there's a rack in the back to set your roof in, your hard roof. So you get a convertible without paying the convertible anyways. And it doesn't tear because you have the hardtop. Anyways, we never thought about that. Tim, somehow, I was trapped under the steering wheel and my seatbelt was jammed. Tim was able to turn his body, lean his back up against me, and kick his feet. And the window fell out, plopped on the ground, never broke. And they were able to help. They grabbed his legs as I was supporting his upper because I was worried about his back. And we slid him right out, down onto the ground, because Corvettes are low to the ground, guys. He hit with a thump. I was worried about him. Ambulances were called. I was smart enough to take pictures of the accident scene, the car, get everything out. My hand was swollen. My leg was burning. I ended up with a bunch of bruises and a broken thumb and had to do a breathing treatment for my lungs. But it's very cloudy, and the smell of burnt, it smells like it's burning when your airbags pop like that and explode.
Did it hit you in the chest?
Yeah, it hit. Well, what's funny is it's so fast. We don't remember being hit by the airbags. The Corvette has side ones and front. Yeah. We neither one remember. We were so I will tell you, for a Corvette being slammed by a pickup truck.
Oh, God.
We had bruises and a broken thumb because I was holding onto the steering wheel and my thumb got jammed. So I must have hit it or the airbag. That was it. My car was, Tim has shown the wreck of the Stingray. Next time he goes live, if you're in there, Shotty, I'll have him show you. The whole side and all the way through and in the inside was destroyed. We weren't touched but some bruises. The steel frame of that Corvette, they are stronger than what they used to be in the 70s of all. It's fiberglass, but the steel cage inside of it now, we honestly, Tim was half asleep. And I think that's why he didn't get any. I saw it coming and I said, "Oh, FUD." But I heard a voice calmly say, "When I tell you to hit that brakes with both feet and keep your hand on the wheel, keep your car as straight as you can. Do not let go until your car stops." And it was calm. And I don't remember the airbags coming out. I don't remember most of it.
You know, I've heard that like if you're asleep or if you're drunk and you get in a car crash, you actually have like better survival chances because if
Yep.
you're loose and timber or
Yep.
limber, not timber, my bad. If you're
Loose
loose
and
and
limber.
limber,
Yep.
you know, if you're awake and seeing it happen, you tense up. And apparently, if you're like loose and limber and out of it, then you know, some for some reason you have better chances to survive.
Yep. And going limp. See, for me, I was tense, but it hit on Tim's side. And all I saw was on this side when we were going to get hit, because we were passing, which we have the right of way because we were passing before over 100 meters before his turn. And Louisiana, the car on passing has the right of way. Not a lot of states have that. Texas and Louisiana. As we're going, he decided to turn early. My lights were on. Everybody admits I was honking my horn, and there was a ditch. If he would have hit us 2 minutes earlier, we would have flipped upside down, and it probably would have squashed the roof. We would have hit the roof. But instead, with me holding on, and I literally, Tim was asleep. I actually heard a calming voice say, "You're just going to," being a cop, we're told when you take and you tell people about accidents, you're going to get hit. Do not hang on tight to the steering wheel because this it comes out and you can break your arms, right? It could snap, break your arms, everything. I clearly heard a voice tell me, "You're going to hit those brakes when I tell you. You're going to hit it with both your feet." I had sandals on. "You're going to take both your feet. You're going to slam on those brakes when I tell you to. Hold on to that steering wheel and hold that wheel straight." So as he came turning and piled into me, I continued to go straight. He bounced off of me, bounced back and went down. And I was able to go down into the ditch straight and come up
Oh
against the
my
fence.
God!
And all I got was a broken thumb.
You know, that's kind of like proof that God is real.
And I believe in God, but I'm not religious.
Saying,
I
you know, like,
believe.
moments like that, he kind of like shows himself.
But I
Like,
I asked him, I said, "Did you?" He was asleep. All he remembers is hearing me at the last second say, "Oh fuck," as I saw the truck just getting ready to clip Tim. And the way I was holding it, as he came in, he got toward the front where Tim's legs were in the Corvette instead of dead on in the door by the door handle where his body would have been. The way I held on, he caught the front end and took out the whole front end from the front end of the passenger side door forward and around.
you know, you're here for a real reason.
Yeah. And he says he doesn't even know why I held on. I was like, I literally heard the most calming voice. And I don't even, at once I was like, at first I tried to, maybe it was myself because being a cop, I know, I've never been in an accident until I was 48 years old. My very first accident in my whole life. Tim's been in many, but I was like, okay, it's my training. No, 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 no. No, I think back, it's like if you've never been in an accident, how do you have training? You
I
could
mean,
teach,
there's
but
really nothing you can train in that, you know, scenario.
no. So I
Just hold
know that
on, you know, that's the only thing you can hold on.
I saw his face. I saw Tim. I remember being hit. I remember holding on. I remember the airbags and then them exploding and the dust going everywhere, and it turned really dark. We couldn't see out of the windows, and it was hard to breathe. And we thought, really, from the smell, we thought the car was on fire and we were
Oh,
trapped.
that would be so bad.
And all I kept saying was, "I'm getting you out." And he's like, "I'm not going without you." And he was trying to do my seatbelt, and I'm yelling, "Grab his legs." And when he got out, I was like, "Could you come around and get my door?" Because I was pinned between the steering wheel and my seatbelt. And out of the last second after I got him out, it was like I reached down and my seatbelt unhooked. And then I was able to pull my leg out, and I had to go over and go out the window of Tim's because
Yeah,
my door wouldn't open.
and then you know what I'd imagine you had to worry about after that was internal bleeding.
I was worried about him because of his side. I wasn't worried because I didn't even feel. I
Most of
remember
the
getting
time you
hit.
don't. Whenever you have internal bleeding in a car crash, most of the time you don't feel it, and then it sneaks
Yeah.
up on you and it kills you dead.
Well, I refused to go to the hospital at first. I told him I got a ride coming because I called my daughter and her fiance, and I wanted Tim because he was healed from my wreck. But what if the injuries from the surgeries and stuff
Yeah,
started
don't.
over again?
I'm sure.
So,
I'm sure it didn't help.
no. So I sent him nothing. He had a couple bruises. He didn't even have as many bruises as me. And he went to the hospital, and something told me, stay, take video pictures. I took my camera out, got all my important paperwork out of my car, took pictures, and the cop gave me a ticket, said that in the road, I hit the guy as he was turning. I was like, how the hell do I have his tire marks on my side of my car if I T-boned him? It was a country cop that knew the old guy. They were friends. Because of those videos, my insurance decided to fight with me, and his insurance fought with me. But he ran and got an attorney, even though his attorney or his lawyers or insurance all put him at fault. And all he won was just what he was going to get from his insurance because of those pictures. Because my very first accident, I had the clear mind to take pictures of his vehicle, my vehicle, the skid marks, the grass marks, everything. And then I went to the hospital to make sure Tim was all right. And then they ran me because my thumb was swollen. And all I did was break it, just a small fracture. All they did was put it in a splint. I didn't even need a cast. So it was crazy.
Crazy times.
It is. So that's when, I've always believed in God, but there was a voice and it wasn't mine. It was a calming
Hmm.
man voice that told me how I was going to act. You're not going to scream because I guess it was like if I woke up Tim and he panicked. All he heard me say was, oh, fuck, right upon the impact. But other than that, he was asleep for the whole thing to the end. So, yeah. And the Corvette, the whole front end was trashed. But, I mean, if you look at it, it actually held up so well, even with the force of a pickup truck running into us. So,
I can see now why Tim don't like Corvettes.
no, he loves Corvettes.
Oh, I thought you said he was a truck guy.
Oh, he's a truck guy, but he's like, Lori, let's see, a Corvette or a Camaro. He says,
Corvette.
he says, you know what we're getting. He says, you know what you're going to get, Lori. He lets me choose because it is my car.
Yeah.
But I know that I know he loves it. And every once in a while I'll tell him, hey babe, the Corvette hasn't been driven in a couple of days. Why don't you take it to work? And you know what he does? Or he'll sneak out deliberately. He's like, I'm going to go grab dinner. I need some cigarettes. And I'll be all right. And then he'll honk the horn and I'll be like, why is he honking? And I'll go out and he'll be grinning as he's pulling out. And he's like, he's got the top down and he grins at me and he goes, vroom, and peels out and burns rubber with my damn tire. And I'm like, and I'm chewing him out down as he's laughing and waving at me as he's peeling out in my car just to mess with me.
You know, those vets are so low to the ground, it does make it kind of dangerous, don't it?
You know, the 70s and 80s with all the fiberglass and the shells were so soft, I would agree. But after being in my Stingray and seeing how well the frame itself held up, the frame on the doors, everything.
It must be like a racing frame or something.
It's the way they're made now. The fiberglass is just the outer. Yeah, a simple crack. Yeah, it's going to take the outer, the beauty part of it. But it's built just like a car with the steel frames and
like a race car.
Yeah, and the shocks are so well. Do you know I can go over? I see trucks and stuff go slowing down at railroad tracks. I fly right over the railroad. I get a little lift, and I'm just sitting there, and I don't feel any pain in my ass. It's just Tim's like, slow it down. I'm like, watch this.
Yeah, that's how you kill the suspension.
That they have such great suspension. And they come now with the semi truck brake system.
Huh? I didn't know that.
Yep, air brakes, and it's the semi truck ones, and it's smooth. I mean, it is smooth, guys.
Oh my god, I want to take a ride in one so bad now.
So my 2017 was when, hey Tyler, how you doing, nephew? And it's smoother, and I think that I honestly believe if we would have been in anything else, I think there might have been a little bit more. For some reason, because we were lower with the truck,
Mm-hmm.
we got more of the tire damage than we did. If we would have been higher up in a car, it would have been
Worse.
straight on, I think. So in a way, I think being lower to the ground, sometimes the Corvette is actually a little better.
What kind of truck was it?
Ford Ranger.
Oh, I thought you was talking about like a Dodge Ram or something.
Oh no, it wasn't it was just a king cab, or what do you call it when it has the back seat?
Cab.
Yeah, it's this single, or not a single cab. It's king cab, but it wasn't one of those oversized Dodge Rams or Silverados. It was just the Ford Ranger. Yeah.
Crew cab.
Yeah. Crew cab. That's what it is. Yeah. So
that probably helped the situation too, that it was a smaller truck.
yeah, extended cab, exactly. But it's still higher than ours. So when it hit, it was mostly the bumper hitting the upper side of my car, and not lower. If I would have been up a little taller, then it would have been the full bumper and full force right into your door.
Yeah, I'm guessing it totaled it, right?
Yeah, it was once you have two or more airbags deployed on any vehicle, if you're in any crash, no matter how mild, even if it's just a fender bender, if two airbags deploy, your car will be totaled.
I didn't know that.
Yep. I used to work insurance with Nationwide, and yes.
Huh, that's interesting.
Let me know when your Corvette's ready. I'll pick it up. Yeah, okay, smart mouth. I'll do that. But yeah, because it's so expensive to put a airbag back in, and it's almost never, no matter how many times you do it, it's never packed as safe as when you get it done in the factory with the machines and stuff. So 2 or more airbags deploy, your car is considered totaled.
I never had a clue.
Yep.
We learned a lot tonight.
Yep. Music and airbag safety, guys.
No politics.
No politics, no drama, nothing. A little poking for fun. Shotty had to talk about videos.
Yeah, we didn't mention no names.
Nah. And let me tell you something too, guys. If you're in an accident and you already know you've got 2 or more airbags that it's going to be totaled, once it gets to the towing, wherever it's going to be towed, you do not have control over your vehicle anymore. If you have anything in your car, they are not allowed to let you in your car to get your property back. So at the scene of the accident, if you're able, take out everything that has your name, address, any of your paperwork, your jackets, sunglasses, radio, radar detectors, anything that you want out of that car, you better get it before the tow truck hooks it. If it's considered totaled, you're not allowed to get back in there, because it becomes, once the insurance tells the tow truck where they want it to go, it's no longer your vehicle. It is now the insurance's.
Huh.
So
I ain't gonna lie. One time, my buddy had a wreck in the F-150 and totaled it, and they took it to the junkyard. We snuck one night, and we went and grabbed his shit.
well, see, you had to sneak because you wouldn't have been able to, and if you would have got caught, he could have been arrested for theft.
That's why we was quick about it.
Yep. So you guys got to remember, there's certain things in an accident. If you're not, even before you go into the hospital, clear it.
He said they can have the truck. I just want my tires back.
Yeah. But and I'll tell you what, I had that Stingray. See, we got hit in 2017. It was a 2014, so it was almost 4 years old. I ended up getting, because I had low mileage on it, it was and it's always kept in the garage and taken care of. They ended up giving me, to the point where that's how I went and got the Grand Sport, the L3 Grand Sport. with all, and the underbelly now is rubber. So when you're so low to the ground, it used to be plastic and pit, you scrape the sidewalk or anything, it rips. And a fiberglass shell, you're looking at replacing your whole bumper. Couple $1,000. It's now rubber. The ground effects are all rubber.
I've heard that actually.
Yep. And that's what made the ground. So it was a lot more expensive, my new one, but they ended up paying off my Stingray, and I was able to put quite a bit down for the new one, so that I almost paid exactly for the Grand Sport what I paid for my Stingray.
Which one do you like better?
I didn't have enough time with my Stingray, and I was just breaking her in, and I liked them both, but the Stingray, I think what happened is, when you sell a car, it's because you're ready to get rid of it.
Yeah.
When you're in an accident and it's not your fault, or even if it is, but you weren't ready to get rid of that car. Somebody took that car from you.
Oh, yeah.
So what was weird, it was like I was grieving a loss, and I didn't even know it. And I was told it was normal because I had never been in an accident, so it was taken from me. I lost something in that accident, including that confidence that I had never been in an accident before too. And we got hit in February, and I didn't buy my next Corvette till the end of May because I just did not know. I said, I don't need a car right now. If I need to go somewhere, I'll just take your truck. I'll take you to work. And I made sure I didn't have to go anywhere if Tim was at work. It wasn't that I was afraid to drive, because I would drive. It's just, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get back in a Corvette or if I wanted something different. And then it hit me. It was like out of the blue. I just knew. The dealership called me, my friend. She says, Lori, we got one in. Can you just come look at it? It's been 3 months. And I went and I looked and I fell in love. And I realized what it was is that car kept me safe. It kept my husband safe.
Yeah, it saved your life, basically.
I just was, if I get another Corvette, am I going to get hit again? Because everybody likes to park their junky cars. I can park at the end of Walmart's with nobody around, and I'll come back and I've got the most broken down, rusted down crap parked next to me all the way around.
Really?
Yes, and never failed. And I park out of the way to keep it from getting dinged. And I'll come out and I'll be surrounded by beaters. And I'm like,
why do you think people do that? I've never heard of that before.
I don't know if they're parking so that they can check out the car, or if it's just like, well, who cares if they have a nice car? And I don't care if they ding it, throw their car doors into it, or I don't know what the reasoning is. It never fails. Think about it, guys. Every time you get a new car, when you go to park somewhere, do you not come out and find people that have parked up close on you, or junkers around you, or shopping carts up against your car or something?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it just never fails. If I take the darn Corvette and Tim's at work and I got to run to the store, I'll park all the way out in the middle, like almost toward the road where I don't care if it's raining, and I got to walk in the rain, and I get up there and my hair's plastered. I can wring my clothes out. I'll come out and I'll have a bunch of beaters by my car.
That's crazy.
It never fails.
I mean, that's absolutely insane. Usually
the beaters that are parked in the back are waiting, but they're never there when I park there, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's in the abandoned part of the parking lot. There's no cars. I'll be in the store. I'll run in, grab what I want, because I'm not a browser. I know what I need. I go in, I grab it, and I leave. I'm walking out, and I'm like, where the hell's my car? And I'm surrounded. And there's nobody in them.
Old rusty pickup trucks.
Yeah, or four-door like rusty Corollas and Yugos and all kinds of these damn.
You think it's jealousy?
I don't know. Sometimes it could be, and then it's curiosity. Some people are like, oh my God, that's a hot car. Let me go look at it. And so they park next to it so they can look instead of parking way up here and walking down. But I'll tell you this, it doesn't fail if I'm in a Corvette. I'm in the Camaro. I'll be driving down the road, and all of a sudden I'll see people and they'll close in. And they'll deliberately slow down and one will speed up, and they'll sit there and they'll keep me blocked.
Yeah.
and they think it's funny. And I'll see them looking in the mirror and looking and laughing.
I won't lie. Whenever I was 16, I first got my license. I used to do dumb stuff like that on the road. I'll admit, just to fuck with people.
But you know what I do?
I grew up though.
I'll sit there and I'll be like, I'll just put my hand on the wheel and I'll slow down and I'll deliberately lower my speed like I'm not paying attention. And I'll just be like, la la la. And then they realize, oh shit, she ain't pissed. And even though I'm steaming and I'm gonna get my revenge on that fucking cunt when I get around her, you just wait. And when they like, okay, I'm not getting any fun slowing her down. She's not in a hurry. And they get out of my way and I go around. Yeah.
Yeah, what the dude said, he could be right, Lori. A lot of people do park like in the area you're talking about to make deals.
Ah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that he could be right for real.
But usually, okay, where we're at though, in the little country town that we're in, I know that there's a park that they usually go to. With Walmart's, we've got a security that actually patrols, and we also have the cart
A
walkers.
quick handoff, though.
That's true too. See, I don't do that, so I never even thought about that. That's why I
You was
have
a
so
cop.
many.
You was a cop, wasn't you?
When you think that, yeah, but I never, it's been a long time. It's been
Gotta
30
think like a
years,
criminal.
Shotty.
Gotta think like one to catch one.
And don't forget, though, it was in the military. So we didn't have the civilian stuff that the civilian cops had.
Right.
Military was on the base. We were patrolling, and we could patrol up to 1.5 miles outside of the gates, and, like outside of posts. But we, in the military, we didn't have a lot of the drug dealing and stuff like that.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot you was a military cop.
Yep. So it's a little different because I've never been in that world. So, I never even smoked pot. So I never even thought about that, but it never fails. It happens everywhere I go. I can go to a jewelry store, even in the mall, because Tim, he's got the handicap plate. So I never park in handicap. But he
They
can't.
might think, like if they're parking next to your car, they might think if a cop rolls by and they see that car parked next to theirs, they're not going to fuck with them because whoever's got the Corvette's obviously got money to get out of it.
Well, maybe, see, to me, it would be like if I'm selling dope, guys, and I'm going to park next to a $80,000 car, that's going to look suspicious. The cop's going to be like, that's the one that's selling, that's got all the money, and have people come investigate. I'd be parking with non-visible, normal, everyday, ordinary family cars, not one that stands out and screams bright colors like, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it's a drug deal.
Who knows?
That's true. If Lori ever did smoke a joint, she would do is laugh. That's when I get tired. I laugh. When I'm tired because I can't stop laughing on a panel. But how hyper I get, guys. How wild and crazy I get on a panel. If I got high or drunk, can you imagine what I could be like?
No.
Yeah, it's scary.
Like, Spencer had been hitting him, ain't he?
Shoot, this kid's already drank more than I have in my life.
I got he's been putting them down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that. He's been, good idea for the content. I got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Like people are more interested in that than they are soda pop.
And like we tease him when he ever gets a girlfriend, and he gets to discover the other part of being a man, the grown up, independent kind. Yeah, he's not gonna have time to be chugging. Swallowing anything. Hi, Janie. How you doing, hon? I missed you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I could probably help Spencer out in that category.
Well, all righty. You didn't hear us teasing him one night? I was joking like Spencer. You're going to be with the right woman as if you're going to go down and it's chunky like cottage cheese. Or if you put your finger in and you feel bumps. That's the experienced woman that you want to have your first time.
I don't know about all that.
Well, no, it was all in fun and joking. And
don't
it
tell
was
Spencer that, he'll believe it.
No, he didn't. He knew. He's like, ew, I don't want somebody that has cottage cheese coochie.
Yeah, Spencer listened to the trolls on YouTube and ended up with genital warts.
Genital warts and
Yeah.
STDs on his first time.
Oh Lord.
And I had to tell him, look, Spencer, guys can get pregnant too. Haven't you read the liberals handbook? Men are having babies now.
I mean, all they gotta do is what surgically what body part is that? Your
No, you're a woman, you get pregnant, and then you say you're a man. And so that's a man giving birth to a baby. No, it's not.
what part of the woman, like your organ that you can make babies? What's that called?
Your uterus, your fallopian tubes, but you
Yeah.
still need
I
ovaries.
read something that they're looking into, like doing, they can put kidneys in people and stuff.
Right.
They're putting the uterus in the man have a baby.
Well, they're going to not only have to do uterus, though, they're going to have to do fallopian tubes. They're going to have to do ovaries. They're not going to be able to do all that unless they just do surrogacy and put a uterus in them. But it's not viable. They don't bleed. If they don't bleed, there's no cells. And I'm sorry, that enriches, and it's the nutrients for our cervix. So no, they can't do it. I'm not going to say anything, but
Not going to say they can't, but not going to say they will.
it's unnatural. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard telling what they can do.
Yes, I was tired that night on Sisters because I was talking like that and I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. It was just funny.
Yeah.
But Yankee, you were done eating. See, I told you was safe to eat. I've ruined food for so many people.
Yeah, if you're tired, you can get off here. I'm not trying to.
No. They're joking that on that show that night. And I have ruined people's food from the Urban Dictionary.
Oh, yeah, on Google?
Yeah, it has to do with apples and bananas and spare ribs and fajitas and chicken.
On s'mores.
Waffles. Yep. Milkshakes. I've ruined it all.
I was a long time ago on that.
Well, I heard you like those blue waffles there, Shotty.
I can't say I ever seen one in person.
A blue waffle?
Never in person. I've seen it, on the internet.
Are you talking about like the food waffle that's blue?
I mean, I thought we was on the same page.
We are on the same page. I was just trying to make sure we were on the same page and you weren't thinking of a blueberry waffle.
No, I mean, no.
Okay.
They're kind of the same color.
If you see one in real life,
I'm running.
You better run. That thing's infected. That's like...
Oh, my God. That thing's dead.
It is. It looks like roast beef that's been left out at Arby's for 3 weeks.
And it's turned blue.
And it's turned kind of bluish, purplish blue. Yep.
I can't say I've never seen one in person.
And it's like, it looks like on the pictures that they put up that we saw, it's throbbing. And it's like, it's about to open and like a llama and like spit in your face. And you don't want it to spit.
I'll punch a bitch.
You go down and all of a sudden you see it pulsating and you're like, what is this? And all of a sudden,
she don't warn me about that first. We're gonna have
it spits at your face and it's just all pus.
I mean, how evil would that be not to tell a man about that beforehand?
That's true.
I mean, that would be so bad. No, I wouldn't actually punch a bitch.
No, at that point, if I was a man and I was with a woman, all of a sudden I'm getting down there and all of a sudden I start seeing like on the Alien movie where the pods start moving and I start seeing something flash and then something spits me and hits me in the eye. I'm going to punch. I'm going to beat the hell out of it. I'm thinking it's an alien crawling out of her cooch. I'm going to be beating the shit out of it. I'm going to be punching the shit out of that cooch.
I'm going to think she pissed on me probably.
If it just spits and hits you in the eye, how is that going to
really
be
the way they
pee?
do? Like I never really looked into
No,
it.
it's a joke. It's a joke.
Like they really do that?
No, they don't. I don't know what a blue waffle vagina looks
I've seen
like.
pictures of it on the internet, but I never.
Does it show like it's pulsating or moving?
No, it just looks dead.
Yes. I was just making it up that it was just going to spit and hit you in the eye. And then Shotty's like, it really does that? No, it doesn't.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
It looks like it would, and it could, right?
We're going to run Spencer.
He's
Spencer.
not even in here. He's already asleep.
Yeah, he'll never want to have sex ever now.
It's not safe nowadays.
Nah, I will admit, like whenever I was Spencer's age, I was a lot more crazy, and the older I've got, I've become a lot more cautious.
Yes.
Like for real, well, you know, about wearing a rubber, especially.
That's why it
Yeah, that's
just,
your advice, Spencer. Wear rubber.
you would think that it would get, as the generations got smarter and there's internet and everything else, that there would be less teenage pregnancy, less sexual transmitted diseases. No, there are people spreading AIDS because they're like, well, hey, I'm gonna die. They're gonna die too. Why should
Oh
I be
yeah,
the
yeah.
only?
That's the thing about it. It's like people become spiteful, but a lot of people, if a guy hooks up with a girl and the girl doesn't tell the guy ends up with it. He becomes spiteful and he goes around doing it to himself. If
To
I
other
have to
girls?
have it,
Yeah,
then like fuck
I'd go
you.
after
Like
the girl that gave it to me.
yeah,
I'd sue her and I'd blame her and make her pay for all my
but all she'd have
medications,
to do is probably say you're the one who gave it to me.
or say I did. I mean, and there are people who don't know that they're
I
HIV,
think
or
like extremely evil myself.
I find it evil too. So
But people don't care because it's like they're just so spiteful because they ended up catching it. They're like, if I have to have it, why shouldn't you? You get what I'm
uh,
saying?
oh yeah. And that's exactly what they do. It's like, well, I'm gonna die, so why should I be the only one? A
Yeah.
woman, the damn bitch gave it to me, so all you women are evil bitches. I'm gonna give it to all of you, and that's what he's trying to do. And what he doesn't realize is not only is he hurting the women, they're passing it to men, and you're just hurting future generations, including it might be somebody that comes back around and hits your family again.
Karma's real.
Yep. Victoria, I'm not telling you what our debate's going to be about this weekend, but Menace is wait till you hear, he's going to piss off a lot of people in the whole community what I've picked for his topic that he has to defend this weekend. Me and Menace have a show called The Master Debater, and we pick topics for each other that we have to do a position on. And last show, Menace had to say that Upchurch was better than Eminem, and everybody knows he loves Eminem.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was he's scared of midgets and clowns. I had to say that he'd rather have sex with midgets dressed as clowns than normal sized women.
Huh.
This week, oh, I've got a good one.
Yeah, and for the record, I would have never got as sexual as I did tonight at the end of this stream, but I have heard Lori's lives in the past, and we didn't break near the barrier as I've heard before.
Yeah. You know what? I'm at the age where, and a lot of women are in my chats when we're doing that, and a lot of guys, because a lot of guys like to be able to talk without feeling like they're freaks,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us older women. We're in our 40s and 50s. We're comfortable talking about it. Doesn't mean we're out doing like certain people are, slinging it for pay, or, but we can joke and talk about sex.
Yeah, we're adults here.
I'm married to the same man for 27 years. You know what? Well, I've been with him 27 years, 26 married. So obviously I'm not out trying to hook up on the internet. I'm not hooking up out in the street. I'm in love with one man, and I can joke about sex and they can joke with us because they're not hitting on me. The women are joking. Even Maka got dirty on the panel. We were joking that you shouldn't just give blowjobs on birthdays. Maka says, it's further. If you want to keep a man, you got to swallow. And I'm like, Maka,
Huh.
she shocked me.
Yeah, she's a freak.
She
In a good way. In a good way. I'm a freak too, so don't take no offense.
Hey, Queen Sophie.
But I mean, that's pretty compassionate if it's with the one, and like if that's with your like person that you plan on marrying. I mean, that's pretty that's love.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's love. That's the true definition of it right there.
And he can get on and he does his lives. He goes wherever he wants to go. He does what he does. And I trust him and I'll always have his back. So if he misspeaks and I can catch it, I will correct it. Because sometimes he does get on and he misspeaks and causes a little bit of problem for us. And I have to be like, no, he misspoke.
Menace?
And no, Tim.
Oh.
He misspeaks. But I'll have to, hey, Bambi, and I'll let him know. No, that's not what he said, Tim, or this is not what I said, or this isn't right, Tim. You got it twisted. And because I want to be as factual and as truthful as possible, especially if you're putting out something.
You know, I've thought about it, and it's like, how many times have we went around and around and around with these same people? Like, it's a never-ending cycle.
Well, that's why I quit. It's like I'm 31st. I said, yep. And I told Tim, I said, you're better than what you did even tonight. I would have never lowered myself to get up there and even talk to any up there.
Like, yeah, like who really cares?
I've proven
what's their opinions really worth.
We've already proven we are better. I've proven that we haven't lied. They all lied. They've all been caught lying. I don't have to prove it anymore. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I'm the type that if I like you, I like you. If you make a mistake, who cares? You know what? I'm still going to like you. I might not like everything you do, but I'm still going to support you. And I expect the same. If you support me, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm human. You know?
Yeah.
But I want the best for people that I like, and I hope they want the best for me. And we look out. The reason you don't see Triple T community like going at people is because we handle ours backstage. Tim's been called out for things that he has said. Victoria's actually been talked to. I've been talked to. There's lots of people that when things are misunderstood, instead of going live, if some of you call your friend or a family member, we just handle it backstage.
Yeah, if I call somebody my friend, I'm not gonna, I don't. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want the friendships to end over something stupid.
Yeah, because you know what? People are going to make mistakes. They're going to say something stupid. They're going to piss off somebody. It's going to happen, and you got to let those people stand on their own. Because honestly, we do like Cashville, but we're also friends with people in the Workiverse. He stepped in it. He's got to fix his own self.
Yeah,
that's not my job to make people like him. So,
especially whenever he's the one picking bones.
Yep.
He's the one picking the fights. People like, if he just shut up, he'd be all right.
Yeah, and he's got to keep it going. It was done, and he goes back and he goes even harder and steps in it. It doesn't have anything to do with me and Tim because we had nothing to do with that. He's a grown-ass man. There ain't no we in the word he.
It comes down to ego, I feel like. Cashville's ego is like too big to just let it rest. He always has to like keep coming back at it.
Well, I think we all have a little bit of an ego. We all are a little narcissists because we want people to like us. We want to win. We want people to see that we're right. And sometimes it's once you've proved you're right, there's no sense beating a dead horse. And I had to learn that because I kept letting somebody, that I would get on and I would go at them every single day. They'd always tell the same lies.
Yeah.
I already proved they're liars.
What's left to prove?
Yeah. Why do I keep banging my head? That's why I said as of the 31st, I had to pull myself out of it and just start having fun again. Because it really wasn't fun for me anymore.
Yeah, it's like exhausting after a while.
It is. And it was. And it was like I was always having to make sure it was this person. Was he lying about us to this person, to that person? It's like it's already been proven enough. And anybody wants to believe the lie, I didn't want you as a friend.
If somebody's listening and it's like, you want to know the truth, just come and talk to me.
Yeah. I've got the receipts listed on a channel. All you have to do is go watch. If you don't want to watch and you want to believe what you want to believe, there's nothing, you're not going to believe anything because you're just going to go, oh, that's AI. Oh, that's AI.
Yeah, That's what
They were up
that's
before
what
this
everybody
AI.
says nowadays to get themselves out of situations.
Yeah, but their
Whenever they,
facts.
when people get proved wrong, then they go straight to AI.
Yeah, but yet when they're the ones showing the receipts, then oh, those are real.
Yes,
Everybody else is AI.
everybody else is wrong.
So I don't care if somebody doesn't like that I use the back streets. I don't care if anybody likes that I'm friends with who I'm friends
Yeah,
with.
I was on the back streets before I was on YouTube.
There you were. There you go. So, and I met a lot of great people getting to on YouTube that I've got to know more from the back streets by calling. You know, I've talked to dude on the phone on the back streets. You know, uh,
It just, to me, it's like, what's the point of being on here if you're just going to be like
in
mad
a
at,
chat.
if everybody is going to be mad at you, and if what's the point of if everybody, you know what I mean? Like, if you're just on here to make enemies, what's the point? It's going to do
Yeah,
nothing but cause you dread.
it is. And if you really
It
are so
gets you
afraid,
nowhere to be an asshole.
and if you're so afraid to talk in the back street and be friends, um, well, I was worried about you, dude. I knew what we were talking. See, sometimes when you're talking in the back street in a chat, there's so much you want to say, or you're trying to comfort somebody, or you're trying to help somebody, and text isn't working. And it's nice that they know that you could talk to them on the IG column without giving out their phone numbers. You don't have to give out yours. You don't have to turn your camera on. It's like being on here like you without your camera right now. And we could actually talk. And I can hear what they have to say, or they hear what I have to say. And you can help one another. And so I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to keep using the back streets. As long as anybody wants to keep talking to me on the back street, I'm going to be there with you too.
We're not NPCs, like, we're actual humans.
Yeah.
I
I'd
mean,
rather talk than type. You're welcome, dude. It was rough time for a lot of people, and I'm glad if that I was able to help you. And I knew you were hurting. So, and that's all I try to do is talk to people, and we pass information as needed. And I've had to do 4 health and welfares for people that trusted me to hold their information. 3 are no longer with us.
health and welfare.
Yeah, when somebody's
Medical.
missing, that's always here, and all of a sudden they
Oh, I
just
see.
disappear. You have to call the police and ask them to go knock on the door and make sure they're okay.
Yeah, I've had that thought, to be honest with you. Like, I've always wondered if I died tonight, God willing, I don't. But if I did, I've always like wondered, would anybody like think like, where did I go?
And the
Do you
thing
ever get
is,
that feeling or thought,
well,
like,
I
who will
have a
remember me and
I
think,
have a backup plan. Like when I was gone for 3 weeks, I had people actually checking in on me. So I have a back plan where there's somebody who has my home phone number, has my address. When I've been doxxed, so now everybody does. But there is somebody who knows that if you don't see me and Tim, because if you see Tim, if he's not on and you don't see me and we both just disappear, yes, then they know to try to get a hold of us.
yeah, I mean,
So, and you should
probably
find somebody
right
you
behind.
trust to do that too.
This, if I ever go missing, look for the obituaries here.
But see, like the people that trusted me, I had their phone number, their address, and I knew their, so I could call the cops in their city to run by. And 3 people were gone.
And that's sad.
It
I
is.
think I know who one of them was. I remember.
Yeah. Well, we lost Iron Horse, Laura, and we lost,
Yeah, Laura. I
yeah,
remember her.
and then Amanda. So,
I remember Laura.
and then everybody was worried about Amos, and Amos is okay. And I talked to him, and then he came back and let everybody know, if you're worried, Lori has my information. Just reach out to her. So there's quite a few people that have trusted me that they know. And in 2 years I've been on here, I have not put out anybody's information. Hell, I didn't even give Dawn and you each other's IG without talking to both of you and making sure it was okay so that you two could talk.
Yeah, I really don't know. I still really don't know like what it was in particular he was so mad at me about, because maybe I was drunk, maybe I was, but I don't remember ever talking to ill about the guy.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you being so clean and sober for a while now.
I mean, I've had a few beers, but I've not gotten drunk.
No, well, you were getting drunk a lot and you would go out and party all the time. You were staying drunk. And now you go out once in a while, but mostly you're a designated driver. So I do commend you. Like I've told you in that back streets.
Yeah, I've not gotten like super smashed in a long time. I've drank a couple beers. I ain't gonna lie to you,
No, no, you've told me
but
that.
I've not been, binging on it like I was.
No, and you've been a designated driver a couple times for all your friends who were still doing it.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Yep. So this is what the back streets are actually meant for, guys. Yes, gossip is done. Rumors are started. Information's passed. It's going to happen. People are doing it on YouTube. So, I mean, what's the big deal? But there's also for good. And I stand by it, what I do.
Yeah.
And I don't care. And people want to come at me, bring it. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. You ain't going to stop me. You ain't going to affect my life.
Right.
So I'm still going to have my friends. I'm still going to have the people I call family.
They might send you like a helmet with a dildo on top in the mail or something.
Ooh. I'll sell it on eBay. Brand new in the box. Anybody want a dildo? Like I'm going to be embarrassed of talk. I mean, I supposedly have had sex toys on my lives, even though they were pictures from the sex therapist that came on.
Yeah.
She brought pictures, but yet I've had them. I was like, I've only saw 2 people that have been on and had an actual dick or a dildo in their hands. Wasn't me. Yeah. You don't remember the videos, the pictures?
I remember seeing Books' little wing.
Oh. You saw, I didn't. So I'm glad I didn't see that. Yeah. Everybody's telling you congratulations.
I appreciate everybody. Like I said, I've drank a few. I'm not going to lie to anybody, but I've not been binge drinking it like I was, or hammering it like I was at all. Like I've been controlling myself, drinking, pacing 1 or 2, just. But I have, been doing pretty good with it.
And you know what I like is that I built up trust that I had 70 women and 75 men send me their pictures, and nobody knew whose name went with whose pictures unless they told people who it was. 145 people, I had their image with their names, and nobody knows about it. Hey, Archibald, how you doing? Man, did you see my women? Did you see my women's video and my men's?
Yeah, I seen them.
So we got some good-looking men and women in our community.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No filters and no afraid to show their face. I was tired of people being told, "Oh, they won't cam up." They didn't just cam up. They're like, did a 10-second video.
Like I said to Rich Newbuck in the chat tonight, I'm on my phone and I don't really want to turn my camera on and keep my arm held up to my face. You're on, I guess your computer, your camera on your computer. I'm on my phone.
I actually I don't use a camera. I block the camera on my computer and I have my own camera.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. Yep. But I don't let that, because it can be hacked. All I do is I unplug mine from my hard drive, my tower. Love you too, Archibald. How you doing? So glad that you made it over.
Yeah, I think it makes the people laugh tonight.
Do what?
I think we, made some people laugh tonight, and I think it was a good time.
Yep. So, all right, guys, we're going to end this show. We do appreciate everybody coming out. I hope you enjoyed the music from our collection, and we will be doing this a lot more. We are going to try, because I have the baby every other week. So with our schedule, me and Shotty are going to be doing this at least to start off with once every other week. So once again, you got to hear music from Bad Company, Cinderella, Mac Miller, and Dire Straits. There you go.
Yeah, I plan on going live more often too. I have been for a while. I just, it's like, what else do you go live about other than talking shit?
You just get up there and just talk random
Is
facts, random.
nobody, not many people want to talk about music like that, or
No. But you know what we do is like even sisters or me and Maka or me and Brookie. When me and Maka do ours, we have a 30 minutes that we do a topic and then we let the chat guide us.
yeah. Then you end up talking about sex toys.
Sex, food. One day it was food. Grossest food out there, the greatest food out there. Looks, hairspray. I mean, we've talked all kinds of stuff from movies to ghosts to serial killers like Bambi. Yep. Well, thank you, Smart Mouth. I'm glad you all enjoyed the show tonight. Like I said, this was spontaneous. Nobody knew we were going to do this but me and you. Well, Rich knew, but
Yeah.
not a lot of people knew me and you were going to go live. And next time we'll be able to advertise it and let people know to say, like, oh, okay, Shotty and Lori got a new show going on. All right.
Yeah.
But
I think it
so,
might be a good thing.
yep. So I had fun, and thank you for introducing me to your music. I had never, like I said, I never listened to Mac Miller at all.
Yeah, I'm probably driving people crazy with Mac because I've always, been going around chat rooms and stuff like Mac's the goat, Mac's the goat. I'm probably driving people crazy with Mac, but he really, it's hard to explain how much he really just, he was like the best friend I never met.
I get that. So, and I think a
But
lot of people can understand that and rate. And that's why this show's so good, is because we can relate that to people and other people can relate. And it's not about like, it's not, oh, we've got the Hogs here, we got Creasewell, we have the Outlaw Nation, all these people fighting. This is music from the past. There ain't nothing else to fight about.
music, is supposed to be about the feeling.
And it's about bringing together, guys.
Yep.
And interpreting it different. Each song, each word means something. I can find, well, look, he thought orgy, and I'm thinking walking a pier with a cigarette in their mouth. I know, but you get what I'm saying.
I just said that just to see the reaction.
But you see people do talk like, I mean, it can do that though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like an orgasm for sure.
Yeah. For you, yeah, and there were a lot. Leave it to me to ruin the show with politics, Trump 2024. Hey, you didn't ruin it. I think everybody in here is all about that. That's one thing the whole community has in common.
Trump.
Yep. I haven't seen too many. Well, the Gene team don't like Trump, but
I've always said I'm for whoever wants to do the best for our country first.
And he's already proved that he is the one. He did for 4 years the best for our country that he could.
He's already proved it.
Yep. So I'll be glad to have him back in. So I think Paul Ryan forced him to take Mike Pence for the support of the Republican Party. And Mike Pence was a stooge that got in there to sabotage him. So
that's a whole other discussion for a whole other night.
But I don't want to lose my channel because of politics. So, all right, guys.
Good night,
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You know how it goes. Shotty, thanks for coming up tonight and doing this. And I can't wait to our next show. So start thinking about your next 2 albums that you want to display. All righty. All right, everybody. All love and laughter. And you guys, peace. And we will see you tomorrow or tonight. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I hope you had a good time. We enjoyed having you here.